Yo. What's popping? We're gonna say some stuff on this show and stuff. Where there's this. It's gonna be very real. It's gonna be very real. And look, man, we're gonna be open because I think we have a duty as being the most honest Chelsea show out there to sort of reveal ourselves and give you the most brutal, honest analysis. So remember, guys, Manscaped. Shout out to our sponsor, Manscaped. Shave your balls. Comes with a beautiful package where you can shave your balls and you can also have a nice ball deodorant. The link is below in the description box. Use the code CCS, you get 20% off. Use the code CCS, gets 20% off that beautiful stuff. And also as well, I'll probably remind you guys as well, we have a Patreon page.
Link below.
We have a Patreon page. So if you want, and people have been asking me about this, if you want access to all of the episodes in podcast form that you can download to your computer or your phone, those will all be on the Patreon page. So a Patreon is how you can support us. Support us with 1, 2, 3. Support us 4 guys.
You really have to count, bro.
Look.
How good are you at mathematics? How good are you at maths?
Not very good. Like I think I was demoted. Yeah, I was crap. I was C-set maths, and I was one of the worst in C-set. And I had to take like intermediate tier because I was crap at higher tier.
What course do you do? In
when I went to community
engineering,
college,
science, arts, chemistry?
They made me take remedial algebra and stuff. So I'm with you.
That's easy. That's an easy course. I did calculus. Calculus 1, 2, 3.
That's easy. Yeah.
For you, man.
I do calculus, so I kind of understand.
This is a funny thing. It's probably something I'll say much more in detail. If, let's say, you went to a Nigerian school and you were very good at maths in a Nigerian school, you were amazing if you went abroad. But for me, if you're good at comprehension or English, it's in a Nigerian school, you were amazing when you went to England. For me, my spelling in Nigerian school was okay. I went to England as one of the best spellers in the whole school. So,
I understand.
How backward is Africa really?
I think it's backward here in Chicago because in Nigeria, I finished like the mathematics, the kind of upper tier than this way because we have to go back like from I was starting from like algebra, trigonometry, geometry. I was like, what the hell is going on? I've done this in Africa, man.
Yeah,
I've done this in Africa.
Everything just seems so basic. I was about to say, you guys can't spell this, bro. We were giving this stuff like freaking two years ago.
Exactly.
I guess like, oh my god, how do you spell? Damn, you can't spell this. Okay.
I was giving 1, 2. I was like, hey, now.
Okay, let's right. So guys, remember. So in the link below, is a link to our Patreon page.
Patreon.
So remember, the basic tier is where you have access to all of the episodes in podcast form. They can download. I'll be slowly putting them over there from the course of tonight and tomorrow. And the upper tier, which is the $10 tier, we're going to be doing exclusive videos, about 2 videos each month. Maybe about an old Chelsea game, old Chelsea team, a Chelsea legend, or so forth. So it'll be a Chelsea themed exclusive video that we'll do for the Patreons in the upper tier, who will also get the benefits of the basic tier stuff, which is all of the episodes in podcast form for you to download. All right.
Wait a minute. Oh, I should have asked you that off air. Never mind. I won't say it while we're live. So.
Why ask me what?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Because it could be bad.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was like, I could, but I shouldn't, so I won't.
Put it in the private chat.
Okay. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. Okay. So let's ride, man, with our first port of call. Ziyech. Let me start here, and then we can then get realer. This team will only succeed if the Ziyech from Ajax appears. Because I still believe that Ziyech that we saw from Ajax is the key to unlocking this Chelsea team, and it is the key to maybe producing a miracle against Atletico. Chelsea losing to Atletico. Relax. I get it. I learned my lesson from last year. Okay, cool. They're losing. I've already accepted it. Cool. So you guys can just chill. But Chelsea need a superstar player, a magician. Nobody's ever going to replace Hazard. Hazard was a special player. And those guys say, "Oh, Pulisic is like a Hazard." Well, we're going to get to freaking Pulisic, man, because that guy's looking nasty right now. But you look at this game and you can definitely see just from a body language viewpoint, Ziyech is struggling. And it worries me. And it saddens me because this was the player that I was most excited for. I wasn't excited about Havertz, Werner, Thiago. So those guys didn't excite me. But once I heard Ziyech, I was like, oh my gosh. Because I remember that Champions League run that Ajax made. And I actually thought that Ziyech was perhaps more impressive than Frankie de Jong and De Ligt, who actually had transfers before him. But just from the eye test and what he did and just his dynamism, I was like, boom, this is the dude. So my thing here is this: is this a Tuchel problem? Is this a formation problem? Is this the fact that he's not really had enough time to blend with this team? Because the little bit we saw of him in Tuchel's very first game, where he had like 24 hours with the team, which is where they played against Wolves, I was like, okay, let's see a bit more of this, because I thought, okay, this was very promising in that system, in that formation where you had Kovacic, Jorginho. I think Ziyech and the whole team suffered with the team not having either Jorginho or Kovacic in midfield, because there was no midfield. There was no midfield control or whatsoever. And I think that it was very tough for both a Gilmour and a Kante, who is still trying to get back from injury. So for Ziyech, he didn't really have a foundation in midfield for him to really build upon. So I'll keep it playing. Of course, he played like trash, 100%. A few nice things here in the Barnsley game, a few interesting things, which is what he will always do because he's that kind of player. But overall, gotta keep it a stack. He was trash, you know. And this is the thing here, because people will say, "Oh well, Halford, this is why he shouldn't be started. This is why he shouldn't be playing." Well, moron. If Chelsea, moron. If Chelsea don't get that Ziyech, these dudes are not going anywhere, because there's nobody else in this team with the dynamism or the ability for the spectacular like Ziyech. So you can be like, oh my gosh, if he's not playing well, he should be benched. Okay, cool. If it's left to everyone else, this team isn't doing anything. Because what is worrying me right now is, who is that dude? There has to be that dude. Yes, people have their roles. It's a team, so on and so forth. There's got to be a guy. Drogba was the guy for a long time. Zola was the guy a long time. Hazard was the guy for a long time. I think one of the most unfortunate things for Hazard, don't do your face at that, Daniel. Don't do your face at that. The sad thing about Hazard was he didn't have the support system around him. Give Hazard the proper support system, you're seeing a seal every single year. Fact. So to Ziyech,
really, bro?
Yeah,
Really?
yes.
Really?
Put the right team, yes, 100%.
You seen your boy at Madrid?
No, this is pre-Madrid. So my thing here is that if you're a Chelsea fan that wants Chelsea to succeed, you should be depressed. Because you should be depressed because we're not seeing that main man yet. If you are my dear friend Callum.Keith, and we have an update, we do have an update on our guy. So if you're like Callum.Keith and all you care about is just English players and academy guys going through, screw you, because I speak fluent trophy. That's my language. I speak fluent trophy. So the only way Chelsea can do something is they need that dynamic player who is a game changer and a difference maker. And for me, the person with the potential to truly make a difference is Ziyech, but right now he's not playing well. And you say to yourself, before I kick this off to Daniel, is what is the reason for this? Is we don't know, but all I can tell is from what I have seen is I want to see Ziyech. This wasn't the first team. Like, no Jorginho, there's no cover. Just those two alone drastically changed the team because there was no midfielder there. I would just say, cool. Take it on the chin. I'm being real. Ziyech, that was a trash performance. That was bad. But my little pushback is let's see Ziyech with Jorginho and Kovacic. Really saw it for 60, 70 minutes in the games against Wolves. And that was a game in which Tuchel was still trying to get his feet wet for Chelsea. So all I ask All I ask is let's just see Ziyech in the first team, because my Lord in heaven, come Feb 23, could have come up with something. That's what I'm saying. You could have come up with something. And in Feb 23, I want to see the Ziyech on that play pitch, because if I see you know who on that sits, you know what? Daniel, talk to me, man.
You know who.
I didn't say any names.
Does he have a mountain range? No. Okay. I was gonna write down some things. I was trying to clear my while I was writing. What's wrong with Ziyech? Okay, first things, I think Ziyech was in a place like Ajax for probably 5-6 seasons. So the finished version of Ziyech that we saw at Ajax in the Champions League last season, the season where they went to the semi, etc. That was him in continuity, knowing what he's supposed to be doing, knowing his teammates, knowing everybody that's around him, knowing everything that's on the pitch. For Chelsea, there was no preseason. This is new teammates, new city, new language, new culture, new everything. He's being managed by Frank Lampard. And then on top of that, at the beginning portion of the season, he was injured for a matter of weeks. Then he was rushed back, got injured again, I believe. So his introduction to the Chelsea team, on top of all of just the standard things that can happen to a player in a new situation, I would say, I think he's been regressed or retarded in that sense. So it kind of retarded meaning slowed down, not mentally. Obviously, you wouldn't use it in that context. So yeah, I think those are the factors in his struggle, if we could call it that. But I mean, again, what attacking player for Chelsea has played well? You can't really single one out. Maybe Hudson-Odoi when he gets the chances to play. But if you go through, there's problems with Havertz, there's problems with Werner, there's problems with Tammy, there's problems with Giroud, there's problems with Pulisic. I don't know why Ziyech would be any different unless we just expect another degree from him. But again, if new country, new teammates, new language, new city, new everything, I don't know why you would necessarily expect that degree of production from him. So I'm willing to give you some months, like a season, to kind of bed yourself into the new situation, and then I'll judge you the next year. So that's kind of where I'm at with Ziyech.
So, but do you still believe that he is the key, or how important do you think he is for Chelsea?
I think that a fit and firing Ziyech would be immense for what Chelsea are capable of doing in a season. I think if they're hovering around Europa League places, if you have like an on-form Ziyech, then that's top 3 at least, because he's giving you goals, he's giving you assists, he's dominating the left side, he's dominating the left half space, he can come into the number 10. Like, there's just so many, he's so versatile that he can do a lot of things for a team that needs it depending on the situation in the game. So, yeah, it would be immense for them, and it would actually help, the left back, or the right back rather. Wow, I put him on the left because he's left-footed. Everything I said, I meant the right. But yeah, it would help Reece James, it would help Azpilicueta, it would help everybody. Although I guess because the system's changed, it would help like whoever the right wing back is. So, yeah, it's a shame that he hasn't hit the ground running like a Diego Costa or a Cesc Fabregas or somebody like that. But hey, he's coming from Eredivisie, stepping up into the Premier League. That's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period, I think.
All right. Actually, before I come in here with Eddie Man, so guys, remember, I think we already told you guys, so we've got like if a few more guys in here, like and subscribe. Remember, we have a Patreon page right now. Subscribe. Head over to the description box and click the link below. So remember, guys, so rather than putting in super chats and so forth to help all of us monetarily, we actually advise you to go and actually become a Patreon member and just be able just to donate something each month. So if there is a comment you desperately feel that you want to make, go ahead and super chat for the channel. But if you can just chill and you want to really help us, I think we advise you to be a patron member.
And put it like the super chats, YouTube and Google, they take a lot of the super chat.
Yeah.
The Patreon people, they only take a slight percentage of the money. So if you are giving to help Have Hope or what have you,
all of us.
Yeah.
Patreon is the way. Is the way.
It's more efficient that way. So,
Edward,
what are you eating? Firstly,
bro, it's too many things I was eating, man. There's like scrambled eggs.
nah, because he was
sausage.
eating for a good. You know how long it takes to eat.
I'm still eating from. It's a whole meal. It's a whole meal. Like,
damn,
it's a whole meal. Don't worry.
Wait. Is that? Did I see garlic bread there or something? What's that?
Nah, that was sourdough with scrambled eggs.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing left. Oh, with halloumi cheese, but I don't like halloumi cheese.
Eddie's in the weight room. You can tell. So he has to get those proteins and that
I need to get back in that.
I'm gonna stay. It's gonna be cut season soon, so I'm gonna have to get on a deficit. But Hakim Ziyech, I think Danny was talking about the step up from the Eredivisie to the Premier League, and that was something I was actually going to touch on today. That it's not the step up is not for everyone, and just maybe Hakim Ziyech is one of them. Unfortunately, we all know. I mean, if I give a few examples, Memphis Depay, he was a flop in the Premier League. Steven Bergwijn came from the Eredivisie. Davinson Sanchez, Wilfred Bolly was a goal scorer in the Eredivisie and then came to the Premier League and flopped it. So I think adjusting to the Premier League is not as easy as we think. And at the same time, I'm also looking at that Ajax team that got to the semi-final. Like, how good were those players really? Because how many of them?
Come on, give it to them. They were good. Give them.
I mean,
remember,
as
they
a
went
team,
through Juventus, they went through Real Madrid.
As a team, they played well, but
the sum individually was greater than the individual.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because look at how many of them have gone to other places at the moment. Your De Jongs, your De Ligt, Van der Beek this season as well. I mean,
Onana got suspended recently. For like,
the whole drug. No. But Eddie, though, again, my Juve correspondents have been saying to me that De Ligt and Demiral are forming a great partnership, and my Barca peeps are saying that
De Jong is back.
De Jong started a bit off, but now De Jong is actually now one of Barca's best players now. So for me, let's be fair. It was a quality team, but let's just be real. Whether it was David Neres,
Tadic.
Individually, Tadic, those guys did stuff. Like, you could tell, these guys are quality now. They may not be a world class at top level, but these are good quality players who are also good individually.
Was Blind in that team?
I'm not saying they're trash or anything like that, but I'm just saying maybe some of these players were overvalued in terms of their contribution to the team. But I mean, that doesn't change my expectation of what Ziyech should be doing. He's, I think, the most experienced attacking player.
Wasn't he only 30 million though, Eddie? Like, how much was Ziyech in terms of money?
30.
Yeah, he wasn't
35. He
wasn't expensive. It's not like he was a Kepa or a Morata or one of those.
God.
It's just the expectation we have for him because of how he was balling
and what he's done. So look, I mean, HH is right in the sense that if Chelsea are going to do bits in the Champions League, we're going to need more than a certain M&M. So Ziyech needs to fix up real quick.
Marshall Mathers. Marshall Mathers.
Yeah, okay. Where is Marshall, man? With the Rose Flame Shady.
I said M&M.
Marshall Mathers.
I didn't say no names.
Marshall Mathers.
So look, and Pulisic, I mean, we'll get to Pulisic in a sec. Pulisic is pretty much out of form, or he's looking worse.
No, Eddie, it's deeper than that. We'll get there.
Hudson-Odoi looks better out wide, but I wouldn't put the whole burden on him to take on Athletic by himself. So we need your Ziyech and probably your Havertz to step up as well. So look, what I'll say is, I think he's had a lot of injuries this season. Let's not get that wrong as well. Brexit football has been hard on him because him getting pushed around. He's got a light frame, man. Like man does not eat eban, fufu, and all these things like that to get that strong thing. You know what I'm saying? So. I mean, you probably need the whole summer of eating all those with like yam and beans and all that kind to get ready for Brexit football. But
I'm gonna have beans tonight, by the way. So yeah, Nigerian beans.
Where are going? Where are going?
Look, man.
So yeah, look. Brexit football is not been kind to him either. Like he's had a lot of injury. I think this is probably the most injured he's been his whole career in one season. So I wouldn't write him off just yet. Let's hope he can build on what he's done. Let's not forget he hasn't played much recently as well. After Tuchel's first game, I think he's missed all the other games so far up until today. And he was playing in an inferior team today with players who haven't played with each other much, players who haven't played in factually months. And players who basically have zero chemistry with each other. So those are probably factors that contributed as well. So let's keep the faith, man, because look, we got 12 days. we need a performance from Ziyech, man. We need that performance. So let's see how it goes. I think we've got 2 games before the Atletico game.
Yeah, I think isn't it Southampton and Newcastle?
Southampton and Newcastle, yeah. So hopefully he can perform. But so far so good. It's not looking the greatest, man.
Akeem Abibi Ziyech.
Man said Abibi.
Habibi.
Marhaban. Is that
Habibi Ziyech. Actually, remember I told them from Morocco. So,
bruh.
I think we need to cut a little bit of slack on Ziyech. I can understand the kind of injuries he's been having since the Ajax team to the Champions League and coming to Chelsea playing under Lampard, who has no experience playing Costa Allow. I can understand that. I can understand. It's tough at the moment. It's tough at the moment. I won't lie, it's very, very tough. But I think the problem with Ziyech is if he can stay fit, like I said it to you, if Ziyech can stay fit for like one season, we're gonna see the best of Ziyech. But he's been injured. Like I don't know what the hell is going on in the pitch or in the training. Player gets injured a lot. Harvard has been injured for how many matches now? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So it's tough. It's like I think this is the worst I've seen Ziyech play. This is the worst I've seen him play. Yeah. It looks somehow. It looks dodgy. Very, very dodgy. Very, very. I was looking at I was shaking my head like this. What's this?
So what is the issue? What is the issue? The lack of playing time, the change of league or something? Why
I think everything combined together.
We know what he can do. We know what this guy
can do. We know. I think the problem is I don't know if people can see it. I would love Tuchel to play 4-2-3-1. Play Ziyech as a number 10, not as a winger. Play Cho on the right wing, on the left wing. I don't know who's gonna play on the right wing because.
So what was the formation? Because I missed the line. So what was the formation?
It was 3-4-1-2. 3-4-3.
The second half was 4-3-1. I'm pretty sure.
4-3-1. The first half was 3-4-3.
Christensen got injured, and then he took off Alonso.
He took off Alonso
at halftime and put on.
They put on Anthony Rudiger and Reece James.
James, yeah. And went to back 4. So it was more like.
It went to back 4. So at HH, it looked dodgy, and see, this is the problem now.
That would mean Ziyech played the 10 this second half, didn't he?
Yeah, he played as number 10. Yeah, he played more as number 10. Yeah. It looked very dodgy. I won't lie. I don't know what the hell is going on with Pulisic. My lord in heaven.
We'll get there.
You start all this. I've been begging you from day one. Please stop giving this guy's nickname anymore. Please.
I've stopped.
Please.
I've stopped.
You give Pulisic sick. That guy flopped. You give him Ziyech. Now.
I've stopped.
Please, just call him Ziyech or call him Abibi. Just please.
I said I've stopped.
Good. Please, because Man, I don't know. Between him and Antonio Machia, I don't even know who to choose. That's how bad Ziyech has been in the couple of like, I don't know, man. He's been looking dodgy, very, very dodgy. Very, very
So,
dodgy. I think
do you?
I'm gonna cut him a slack a little bit because it's his first season adaptation from the Eredivisie to the Premier League. I can understand the language and
Basically, you're saying that we won't see the best of Ziyech this season, then?
we will see the best of maybe towards April, May, a little bit. Then maybe when the new season starts, when the preseason kind of officially begin next season, then we can see the best of Kai Havertz and Ziyech kind of fully in their full potential. But now we have a proper manager now, so it's kind of getting the best out of the team. I can understand that. So yeah, it takes time for everything to gel out. It takes huge time for everything to gel out. But I'm confident. So it will take time for them to gel out. I'm confident we will get it. I'm just confident.
Daniel.
I was gonna say, and Eddie kind of made me think of this, and then Abdullahi just made me think of another point just now. Damn. Okay, let me see if I combine the two.
You can do it, Daniel.
If Ziyech's best performances last season that we observed were against Chelsea in the Champions League, with Kepa in goal and a team that was managed by Frank Lampard, how good were those performances really? And this is a question. I'm not trying to cast aspersions on what he did.
Sorry. Say again. Rephrase that.
I'm saying if the best performances that we viewed at a particular level, obviously you could go to the Eredivisie and probably find some good performances, but if the best performances of Ziyech in the Champions League last season were against Chelsea, managed by Frank Lampard, and with Kepa in goal, as we saw, it went off his head off the post, that one. How should we judge those performances really?
What about the Juve performance though, and the Real Madrid performance?
I'm just asking the question that Lampard was the person who was judging, like, Ziyech is the guy that we should go get. I think that's part of that was part of his plan, right? So Ziyech performed well against me, so that means he must be doing well. So let's go get him. But if you're not qualified, or if your team is kind of trash because of you shouldn't be making decisions on this is a player that's playing well, because it's you that's making him look good, not that he's playing well. Does that make sense?
So basically, you're saying that.
I just wonder how good were those performances last season, really? That's all I'm wondering.
Wait, last season or?
Yeah, last season.
Okay, I mean, so basically,
in
performances
the 4-4
against Lampard.
game, the game before,
I don't know
that's just a
no, for me,
I was just thinking judging players against Lampard ball.
But I'm not judging him.
You have to rate on a curve.
No. When I think of Ziyech, I'm not even judging him by that. I'm thinking of Ziyech in the season when they got to the semis.
Fair enough.
Almost every single game, I was like, "Oh shit, it's that dude!" Like he was okay this season, but it was that season. I was like, "Oh my gosh, like these guys are doing some crazy stuff." Even in that semi-final against Tottenham,
he was the best player.
But
he was
why? Well, obviously, they were transfer banned. But I wonder, was it the performances against Chelsea that really kicked in? We need to go get this guy.
I have no idea.
We being Lampard and
for Lampard, yeah.
So if that's the case, then he was playing against a team with one leg. You know?
No. If they got Ziyech based off that game against Chelsea, then that's just wild and stupid.
Because
if here's
the thing, it was Frank Lampard. What did you expect?
But it's okay.
I think
why wasn't Ziyech bought by someone else after the semifinal run with Ajax? Because De Jong went, De Ligt went.
Yeah.
Why was it him? I think even Davinson Sanchez, I don't know if he was gone or if that was the season
he's already gone. He's already gone.
I'm just trying to think of the players that were on that team. But why wasn't he bought then? And Chelsea were transfer banned, so obviously they couldn't. But why didn't the Barca? Why didn't whomever?
I think there was there was been a little bit of rumor about Ziyech before the transfer ban. So when the transfer ban came in, there was no chance for us to get the player they want. I think immediately when the 1 year was overturned, That was when we have the chance of buying the kind
Yeah,
of
no,
player
but Abdullahi, I'm asking. Chelsea aren't the only football club in Europe that had
yeah.
30, 40 million
Arsenal
pounds.
wanted Ziyech. Arsenal also
So
wanted you.
so why didn't he go at like
Um,
age 25, age
I think
26?
I think
Was it contract disputes? Did he not want to leave, or was it just nobody came in for
I
that
think
money?
I think it was Ajax who prevented everyone from leaving at the same time.
Okay.
Because remember Van der Beek would have left at the same time as the other guys as well. But given they'd lost key players in the league and De Jong, I think those were the two
So
massive
they
ones to leave.
staggered who
That's
could
it.
leave.
Yeah, they staggered who could leave because remember Ziyech had the agreement with Ajax. He signed a new contract and he said, "Look, next season, if an offer comes in of this amount,
All right.
I'm gone." Same thing with Onana, as well, who could have left by now.
What's
But
my name?
hey, well, he's saying that in suspension now.
Do you know what? I don't believe that suspension.
And I don't know who's left, but yeah, that was the thing. So I think they didn't want to let everyone leave at the same time. That was it.
The same people who suspended Sacco are now going to suspend this guy, and apparently it's like dodgy about what he took and when he.
Actually, I think the problem is, I think I could remember very well when we there was kind of rumor about Ziyech coming in. Then Hag himself even said it. He said Ziyech is the most like difficult player to manage in a club. It's very difficult to manage, but once you get the time to manage it, it's gonna light up any league he goes to. That him as a manager was difficult for him to manage Hakim Ziyech, but because he said as long as you get the best out of Ziyech, everybody's gonna respect the kind of player, the kind of talent he is. I think the problem is Lampard coming as a manager and kind of way he was playing the crossing and everything doesn't really suit Ziyech much. I believe now that the season is kind of getting to the end of the season, they're gonna be new preseason and everything. Now we have a manager who has a philosophy, knows what he's doing. So I think we should give Ziyech to like next season before we see the best of him.
So you're saying we're not going to see anything from Ziyech this
season. That is the problem. We're gonna because no preseason, no nothing. We're gonna see a bit.
My friend asked a simple question. So you're saying we're not going to see anything from Ziyech this season?
We'll see a bit, not the full Ziyech. We'll see a bit.
I asked a simple. I don't come here for a bit. I said that are we going to see top tier? So we're not going to see the top tier Ziyech at all this season. Is that what you're trying to?
We're not going to see that much of Ziyech until next season because he came in injured, no preseason, too many match shuffled together, too many schedule every 3 days matches. He wasn't even used to that in Eredivisie, so it's kind of difficult to kind of pile up everything together. That's why I said before we see the best of Kai Havertz and Hakim Ziyech is going to be up to next season, the beginning of next season. That's when we're going to pay how good player is this?
Now. If we're going to give Hakim Ziyech the same courtesy of he needs a preseason, there are all of these different factors that have happened throughout the year. Should we have given? I mean, if we want to start at the top, should we have given Lampard the same kind of leeway that he didn't have a preseason?
No.
All of that. Furthermore, what? And then maybe the answer is still no. But then we go to Timo Werner didn't have a preseason either. Havertz has been injured, didn't have a preseason. Silva's a veteran. He's 35, 36. I don't think he needs a preseason. I don't even think he would want a preseason. I'm old. If I'm going to use these miles, let it be for official games. Chilwell, new teammates. Obviously, it's the same country, but like how many of these other players do we give that same pass to? Is it just Ziyech because we like him? Or can we give this to other players who aren't as high on our list?
Let me say this to you. So guys, remember, guys, shout out if you're in here, like, subscribe. Remember, join our Patreon. Link below. Join our Patreon.
Join our people.
Join up. The link is below in the description box. Join us on our Patreon. Let me give you an answer to that. Daniel. You may have something with regards to Havertz and Werner. I'll give you that. Lampard, no. Dude is a rookie. I'm not giving that guy zero leeway. The guy was just clueless. But you know what? Maybe
I just wanted an easy no for you guys to see if the no would continue.
Yeah. No. It's like for Timo Werner and Havertz, I think look, if you specifically for someone like Havertz, where your position is a bit more complicated than Timo Werner's with regards to where you're playing and so forth, because I think for someone like Havertz, you need to really be able to be more in tune with the team, and I think you moving from Bundesliga to Premier League as a midfielder will have much more of an effect on you than just a pure finisher who plays much further up the pitch. But I think if for both of them they're a preseason, it would help. It would help. So I think so you say to yourself that, do you now give them a pass for this year, for this season, and say, hey, give them preseason next year, they're going to be on all firing cylinders next year.
Okay, but have hope. Let's suggest that all of these players do get a preseason. That means Lampard has a better season. Clearly.
No. Lampard is a trash manager.
No. But have hope. This is just kind of following my logic that I've had the whole time. That Lampard was totally dependent on what the squad was capable of doing.
Yeah.
So if you
I see where you're going.
So if you don't give the squad its best opportunity to succeed, obviously Lampard will fail. But if you give the squad its best chance to kind of come together and everything is more cohesive and people know what they're doing in whatever Lampard has, then the results for him would have gone better. And probably by February, he's not sacked. But because the squad was kind of cut off at the legs or the ankles, wherever you want to put it on the body, he had to go because he didn't have that thing that could make up the deficit. As we've seen, Pep obviously has it. Klopp is struggling a bit with it. But, there are particular managers who can cope with this kind of situation. Lampard was clearly out of his depth. But if COVID doesn't exist, I think Lampard is in a far better place. So
I mean, what does everyone else agree?
I think Danny.
in terms of
that, I could give Havertz, Timo, Ziyech leeway because they come from different countries, different languages, different kind of atmosphere, the kind of way they play in Eredivisie and the German league. I'll give them leeway. But in terms of Lampard has been a player for many years. He understands the Premier League. And coming in as a manager, like I said already, is a failure. I agree, Lampard, because you have so many talented players in that team.
What if he had a preseason?
This is the problem. What if he had the preseason and this kind of result still happening? Are we gonna say the preseason doesn't? No, Lampard for me, he doesn't know what he's doing as a manager. If an experienced manager comes in, this will not happen.
How do you know?
Because you have no experience. No, HH. There's a difference between an experienced manager and an inexperienced manager.
He's trying to get you to rant, Abdullah. He don't take the bait.
No. It's not about that. It's just about it. That's the fact. He has no experience. He's inexperienced. So being inexperienced as a manager, you can't galvanize that team to make them look very, very good or better team when the season begins. I can't bet my money on Lampard. Even if you have the preseason, he's gonna galvanize us winning the Premier League. Hell no. Because he's gonna be making rookie mistake week in and week out. We're gonna be saying, but he has a preseason. Why is he making this mistake?
No, but I think Daniel's point is that we know the dude is clueless and trash. But if the players have a preseason, maybe there are games in which Lampard doesn't know what he's doing, but they're able to bail him out. Werner scores those chances. Havertz makes that pass. So just as individuals,
that's what I'm saying. Like
the team is messed up, but these individuals just do something to help them win the game.
And we have to think that the way that they're doing training is almost like, or at least some clubs. I don't know if Chelsea's doing it this way, but some clubs are doing batch trainings because they don't want all 25 players at the training ground at the same time. So there'll be 7 players who will train, or maybe it'll be goalkeepers, defense, center backs, fullbacks, midfielders will train, forwards will train together, but they won't come together necessarily. I wonder if that doesn't exist, and just if the players know each other better, that raises the level of what the team is capable of doing, which then could carry Lampard to a few more results, which then people wouldn't be on his neck as much. Which is why he has to go and Tuchel has to come in. So
Eddie, what's your?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Eddie, before you go, I understand what Daniel was saying.
This man.
But no, actually, it's fact. I understand what Daniel was saying, but the problem is Let me put it this way now. Let me put it this way, Daniel.
No, Abdullahi, I agree with you. I still think Lampard would fail. I'm just saying I think it would have been a better. It would have been a better version of failure than the trashness that we saw.
Okay, let's just say, okay, last season we get top four with the youth player Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount, and Co. This season he was given how many players? Like 6 players this season. So now the excuse was no preseason, but and because of the context of the pandemic and everything, there was failure. Now let's reverse it back. There was preseason, no pandemic. Where do you think we're gonna finish this season? Even if Lampard is there,
Fourth.
fourth. Is that a success for Chelsea Football Club? No.
No.
With the player we have, that's why I said even with the preseason, we're still gonna fail with Lampard because he has no experience. That's it.
No,
That's the fact.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. I don't get the point I was trying to make is I don't get what the whole preseason discussion is. As far as I'm concerned, you know, Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech can't complain about no preseason because if I remember vividly, they joined the squad in like May or June, and they were training with the squad up until the squad went for a break and came back. So they should have had some understanding of the players because let's not start making excuses. When the first preseason match was played, Chelsea fans got gassed at the fact that these people already had a connection. Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, Werner. We saw things happening with those players. So let's not come back and say, yeah, he didn't have a preseason. No. As far as I'm concerned, Werner and Ziyech, Havertz maybe has a point when it comes to preseason. Your Thiago Silva maybe has a point. Who else did we sign this season as well? Chilwell,
Mendy definitely.
Mendy
But
definitely
Mendy
has a
was
point.
late,
But
so-
yeah, he was lately. He's a goalkeeper as well. I don't know how much of a preseason you need, but yeah, those guys can talk about a preseason. Werner and Ziyech, nah, man. I'm not buying the whole preseason excuse. It probably helps them a bit better in the sense that they'll play more games, but they're already in training, man. So
right.
what more do you need?
But it's training with Lampard. It's more my
So yeah, the point
just
is
like,
Lampard. Yeah, exactly. Training with Lampard. Yeah, but the fact that we're saying
what does that
preseason.
mean exactly? Because there was one preseason game, if I remember correctly. It was Brighton. Because I remember, you remember like Lamp Tea
right.
or whatever it was. Like people were going nuts. But a normal preseason consists of like 5-6 games. Like that's a lot of time to build chemistry between attacking players, a center back partnership, many different facets of a team. So not having that, I think, can help explain why Ziyech looks like how he looks like.
True.
It's a piece. It's not the reason, but it's a piece of the reason.
But then if you look at a preseason under Lampard last year, he tried about 6 different formations.
Okay, look. Let's move on from that, dude. Let's move on from that, dude, man. That's in the past, man. Pulisic.
Respect the club legend. Have hope.
Yeah, fuck that. So Pulisic. All right. I think it's time for us to admit the painful truth. Or maybe not. But we have to at least address the painful truth. Was that just a flash in the pan? After the restart? Was that just, hey, wow? But nah, he's not really the real deal because I gave him like a grace period because he had injury and so forth. He was played on the right. But just in the last few games, it's brainless for football. This guy is just running straight into like trouble. Running late into cul-de-sac, losing the ball. Horrible decision making. Like he basically looks like the guy who sort of was on his last legs at Dortmund. Where it's like, okay, yeah, there's some general talent here, but this dude is not really going anywhere and just looks like a very, very immature player. And it's a shame because, I thought that, wow, that player that we saw for that period after the restart, I was like, oh, okay, it's not Hazard, but he can almost do the Hazard thing where it's a boom. He is similar to what I was saying with Ziyech. You need that difference maker. Okay, he's going to win a penalty. He's going to commit players. He's going to beat players. He's going to create situations. He's going to move things around. He's going to break the lines. Like, you need that guy who is just really offering an extra piece of quality to the team. So, but the issue is what we're now seeing with Pulisic is unfortunately a guy who looks pretty trash. I mean, let's keep it a stack. I mean, this guy is I mean, it's either under review or Class C, and it's a shame, but you have to call it as you see it.
By the way, have hope. If Alonso gets pulled at halftime against Barnsley, after a horrible first 45 minutes where he almost conceded a goal, I thought Half Hope was going to take off his glasses to really, but no. Is this proof positive that you might have been a bit quick on the trigger with the Brick Academy?
Do you know what a wing is? You see, I agree with your whole useful brick thing. Cool. Like, look, the guy is going to probably be back in Class C very soon.
I don't even know where that is in England.
He'll be. Neither do I. He'll be probably back in Class C very soon.
I would guess the Midlands. That sounds like a place where Robin Hood once was.
I don't care. Because most likely, if I go there, they'll probably try to lynch me. So my thing is, the wing is very extreme. And the wing is extreme brickness and an extreme poverty, which I think he has superseded after he scored that G. So I think a wing is just extreme. But look, bro, the doors of Class C will always be open to Alonso, always. And I think we'll be expecting him back to Class C very, very soon. So he knows what time it is. But I just think the wing, it was time for that to be taken down. Abdullahi, you had your hand up like we were in school. So
Uncle HH, we have a problem here.
Uncle HH.
wait, why are you laughing? That's my name.
Uncle HH.
We have a problem. The last time I said it, people were calling me something. You almost kicked me out of this team. I said it again, and I'll say it again. Christian Pulisic need to be sold. Give me Kylian Mbappe or Sancho.
This guy.
I will say it again. Christian Pulisic needs to be sold. Give me Kylian Mbappe or Jadon Sancho.
Easy, relax. So you've already given up on Pulisic. You've given up on this guy did last season. So you're not willing to give this guy a chance based on what he did last season, helping Chelsea to get top four.
HH, if this guy gets injured again this season or next season, I can guarantee you he's getting sold. I can 100% guaranteed the reason he's not be getting sold is because of the endorsement in America. Pulisic is playing for Chelsea, so he's bringing the brand in America up. Like, we got a superstar in Christian Pulisic play for Chelsea Football Club. Bringing the American logo, the American endorsement up. I keep saying it. If it doesn't perform up to the par, everybody wants to see Pulisic. I can guarantee you, either going back to the French league or going back to the Bundesliga. I'm saying it now. Chelsea Football Club has what? There's a limit.
Abdullahi is reactionary as hell. Pulisic
I am not reactionary. I will say it. Last season you said it. Pulisic was the best player. No.
Pulisic deserves to prove himself after last season. So why are you reactionary?
Last season you said it was the best player. I said Olivier Giroud was the one who pulled us out, not Pulisic. It was Giroud. Because if it wasn't for Giroud last season,
excuse me, what?
Yes, Olivier Giroud was the one who got us.
So all those performances that Pulisic made and all those things that specifically in the Man City game, what were those? Were you sleeping or were you?
Take out the Man City match. Take out the Man City match.
I'm not taking it out. Why should I have to take it out?
That is one match.
Plus the other matches.
Which other matches? Yeah.
Wait, so you're going to tell me that since the restart, Pulisic wasn't one of Chelsea's best players?
You said if Pulisic didn't play the Bayern Munich match, we'll have possibly go to, and I keep telling you, hell no. Even if he played that match, we'll have lost. You said it. No, you said it. So even if he play, we'll lose that match. Like I keep saying, I'm gonna give Pulisic one season. That's gonna be next season because I know he's gonna get injured. Once he gets injured, he's getting sold. It's Chelsea Football Club. We're aiming for high. I'm hearing the rumor little by little. I will say it again. If Pulisic doesn't perform up to the par everybody wants to see him, he's getting sold.
I said,
it's an endorsement for American FC. Pulisic is playing for Chelsea Football Club. It's a brand. Everybody wants to see. Now there's Pulisic. If it doesn't show up,
my friend,
he's done.
You've talked.
No, I can't believe you said that shit.
Man said American FC, you know.
If Pulisic played against Bayern, they advance.
It just said it. I did not say.
Please don't kill me. Oh man. Anyway. Okay, composure. I don't even know what I was thinking. I was like the laugh just took my thought. what do I think about Pulisic? Okay, the reason I was making faces during Abdullahi's comments were, number one, the last time he said he 100% guaranteed something, it happened. So he was like, I guarantee you Frank Lampard is gone because Roman Abramovich and Marina Granovsky will get rid of him, and that's what happened. So that's one check in his corner. Face number two was you could check my tweets. I agree with Abdullahi about the American campaign. Like 60 million on a Dortmund bench player?
Yeah,
why would you do that?
Though
Say again?
we've known that from time, but that's not something
60
new.
million on a Dortmund bench player.
That is like
No,
an
no,
American
I'm talking of
investor.
the American market thing.
Oh, yeah.
We've known that's the case with Chelsea.
So yeah. I agree with his point. Not that it's something we've never heard before. I just agree with it. I don't know what's wrong with him, man.
Was he really that good, or was that just a flash in the pan?
How old is he? 21, 22?
You're the one who gave him the nickname.
He's 22.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I don't know what
I
you're saying.
think some
I
give him
players
nothing.
have
22. He's 22.
form, and I think some players are just consistently on a level. So like you look at like the best players in the world, they're always at the top level. They rarely fall off. If they fall off, it's a shock. Maybe Pulisic is a player that his highs are just really good and his lows are just really bad, and you just kind of have to ride with him. So this is probably one of his lower points, and then for whatever reason he'll shoot back up and he'll be like, oh, this is the player I saw, and then he'll get injured or something will happen, and then he'll go back down again, and you just kind of have to ride with him. That's probably the type of player that he is. I don't think he's not Hazard or he's not Neymar. He's not he's not on that level. But yeah, this is just one of his lower points, and you kind of have to decide, do you sell or do you wait until he shoots back up again? If you believe he can. And I would probably say, like, for me, he's always just been, he should be your third choice winger. You know, he's not the starter on either, but he should be like the first guy off the bench.
My friend, after the restart, what was that we saw from Pulisic? What was it? What?
You know, I wonder that maybe, and this is just me trying to use other sports because I can't explain it. So maybe, how would I say this? There's this thing in like NFL, right? And Eddie's laughing because he knows perhaps my analogies are always bad. There's this thing in NFL where like if a quarterback plays against a team once, he can do things against that defense that perhaps if they play again, he can't do because he's like shocking or surprising the defense. Then once they watch tape and they watch film and they understand, okay, he likes to throw here. This is what the offensive coordinator is doing, etc., etc.
Shut up, Nick Foles.
You kind of create a game plan around what that player does well. Perhaps Pulisic, obviously the first half of that season, he wasn't playing a lot. He was injured. Lampard even had to bench him, which then he took credit for later on. I took him out of the team, then I put him back in and he played well. I don't know how often Pulisic was playing in England. So perhaps that last part after the restart was just him shocking people who weren't used to what he was able to do. Then you play those same teams again, and they have an understanding of what you're good at, what you like to do, and they're better prepared to stop it. Whereas they wouldn't have been post-restart. Maybe that's part of it, but again, I'm just trying to use other sports to maybe come up with a solution. It's hard to explain, but you were calling him top 3 in the world, so maybe you should try to explain it. Like what?
Whoa, when did I say that? I never said that.
You said he was top 3.
No, I didn't.
Where's Gatlog?
I know. Get the tape.
I never said that.
Gatlog, go on Twitter. Post it up. Man.
Eddie, Pulisic, were we defrauded?
Of course, yes. Like when he signed, I knew the guy wasn't worth 60. What the hell? Like from time, I knew my man wasn't worth 60 at all.
No, Eddie, pause.
But,
so was my bleached Willian correct? Because
no. Look. Williams.
I'm not sure if Half Hope gave me shit for bleached Willian, but people were out here giving me shit because I called him bleached Willian because he wore number 22. He's like a right-footed winger who played on the right, so I called him bleached Willian. I don't know if Half Hope gave me trash for that, but I will check the tape. But sorry,
Nah,
Eddie.
I think it's better than William. Come on, man. Like,
Are you sure
bro,
about that? Are you sure?
Come on. No,
At least Willian could do free kicks and penalties. What is Pulisic doing right now?
Look, my man was never worth 60. And
No.
the only reason Chelsea paid 60 was because of the American market.
Captain Levi, that's it.
Exactly.
That's I never said that, Captain Levi. So
Oh,
I'm just responding to the
Low.
lies in the live chats. Sorry, carry on.
so the reason they got Pulisic was we can sell the whole Captain America thing, and we'll boost Chelsea's standing in America, sell jerseys and all that stuff.
He's on all of the Chelsea, like when they promote games, he's everywhere.
They've made their investment back. They've got their money, so that's why they were able to pay that money. But when you take out the transfer fee and look at the player, even Lampard didn't rate this guy. That's how bad it was. Like he didn't play much at the start of the season last season, up until the Burnley game where he had the perfect hat trick and stuff like that. And then the restart. Look, I just think it was probably a guy trying to prove a point, man. Because I think up to then, no one really cared who he was in the English game. He hadn't done much to warrant being Chelsea's best player at the time, so it was like, you know what, it's my time to do stuff. And also, the Chelsea squad was pretty bad last season. Like we had no key attacking player. We had no. I said that's why I think Giroud looked good at the end of last year. Because who was really our key attacking player at the end of last year?
Yeah, there was no competition.
So there wasn't much of a competition for him, because if you go back and look at what he was doing last season, he's doing pretty much similar things right now. But the difference is we have much better players who he could utilize, but he's not, because every time he gets the ball, he's trying to run with the ball, trying to dribble past players and stuff. He's not trying to link up as much as he should be doing. Because last season, he could get away with it, like dribble 3 defenders, pop a shot, if he goes in, cool. Or Giroud gets a rebound. But now you've got a player like a Havertz, do a bit more off the ball. Try and create space for yourself. Do things instead of waiting for the ball. And he's not doing the simple basic things that, I think he could be doing. So that's what I think is the problem. I think after the restart, yes, he did have an uptick in form. And probably starting the season injured didn't help him. But at the same time, I think it's something where he hasn't adjusted his game with the other players in the team as well. So that's probably something he needs to work on. But at the end of the day, look, I don't think Chelsea will sell him, because again, that's why this whole Tuchel thing makes sense. Pulisic started on that Tuchel, and became this star on that Tuchel. So that's going to be one of his projects as well. So if it was up to me, I'll say, look, go get yourself another winger, man. I agree with Daniel. Pulisic is more of your third winger, who can probably come off the bench and do something. He can be like a super sub, but
He's under
I
Schürrle.
don't think.
Just
Ooh.
not
Put some respect on Schürrle's name, man.
as good at scoring goals. Do you know I just looked up Pulisic. I know this is Wikipedia merchancy or whatever, but I went to look it up. If I told you that Christian Pulisic played 127 games for Dortmund, how many goals did he score?
20.
20. I'll say he scored 28.
I know he wasn't a goal scorer at Dortmund.
19. And he scored 13 goals in 90 Bundesliga appearances. Now, knowing what we know about Bundesliga, those 13 goals are actually 6.5. So really, he's only scored like 7 goals in the Bundesliga, and they bought him for 60 million to solve the right wing, which was already patrolled by somebody who, God bless him, but Willian was not a goal scorer. So I don't know what was going on, have hope, but yeah, basically, I think he scored 9 goals in the Premier League last season. That was like more than what he did in almost all his Bundesliga games. So actually now is more consistent with what he was doing in the Bundesliga than what last season was. So
Yeah. He changes
no-
the press. man.
numbers wise.
Change look in the press.
Danny, the funny part? Every time I go to work, every time they keep asking me which club do you support. I say Chelsea. They shouted, Pulisic! I was like, what the fuck is this guy? Then that pissed me off entirely. That I get mad. I was like, what the hell is going on? So you telling me you brought Pulisic in for endorsement? I'm done with this. I'm done.
Yep.
This is
done.
not the first time though. I don't know why people are surprised about the whole endorsement thing.
No.
Like-
It makes sense though.
Yeah, it makes sense. So
No,
I mean,
no,
like
no,
I
no,
said,
it doesn't make sense. If this dude is truly trash,
hope.
sell him.
Sell
him.
If you lived in the United States, they treat Pulisic the same way English people treat Mount.
Mason Mount.
Just like on a lesser level because it's America and they don't care about football as much. But it's the same idea because they need Pulisic to be the guy because as we've said multiple times, he's the best player that America has ever produced.
Yes.
Now, obviously, you could talk about maybe it's going to be Gio Reyna, maybe it's going to be all these other guys. But for right now, he's better than Landon Donovan. He's better than Clint Dempsey. He's better than Brian McBride. He's better than Kobe Jones or whoever these guys are. Because, like, the level is whatever it is. So they need him to be at a level. So every time Chelsea play, it's Christian Pulisic. Where is he in the team? He's on the bench. What's happening? What's going on? Where is he? Is he locked in a cupboard? That's what it is. So
hold on. Someone said check Pulisic and start followers.
at
How
least
many followers
Mount.
does he have?
At least right now, the Mount thing makes more sense than the Pulisic thing. So
Latza says HH said Pulisic was the best American player of all time. Give me a break.
it's
This
still
is
true. It's still true.
Nah, you need to explain what went into you calling this guy top 3.
Can I respond?
Explain.
Can I respond?
I need to hear this.
You said top 3.
Can I respond? Everybody has a chance to respond. You've made an accusation. I want to respond. So first off, he is still the best American player of all time. What that means, I have no idea. Top 3. There is a thing called form. And at the moment, I always said that this wasn't like an overall thing. At that very moment where the world was at that time, he was top 3 at that given moment. But what we've now seen is, Pulisic, you defrauded me. You defrauded me. You defrauded everybody. Because right now, I'm seeing Class C. He was up at tier 2 at the point. He was up at tier 2, 100% based on how he was playing. This was just based purely on form. But as we've seen, some guys can be great on form. Some guys, they cannot carry on that form. But you always have to respect, okay, as of right now, how good is this player right now? You're never making, there's a legacy assessment and there's a form assessment. A legacy assessment is 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So you can say that Robertson, legacy-wise, one of the best left-backs out there. Davies is much more of a form thing. So I never say legacy-wise, Pulisic is top 3. But at that time, he was top 3. But as we've seen right now, he defrauded everybody. So we was sold in line, man. So
When I saw the lie, you sold us a lie. You call him top 3, you call him this sick.
Don't lose
Like
your
you,
patience.
we
HH.
did.
mute your mic.
We did.
Mute your mic.
Don't go bald over it, HH.
All right, so let's talk about Kante, man.
Yeah, the way that hat looks right now, it makes you look even more bald. It was like shiny, but like
All right, let's talk about Kante.
oh no.
Look, let me just say this right now, guys. Call me biased or so forth. Have you seen the intro to this show? Yes, you've seen this intro. And the intro to this show was... So the intro to this show was intentional. If you think for 1 second I'm going to be extra harsh on a guy that looks like that, you've got another thing coming. I told you, I'm a human being, and human beings have favorites and have biases. So yes, Kante, I like him. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But I will try and be as objective as I can be while also being biased. So screw you. The thing here is this. Can't say, okay, you know what, it's looked a bit sketchy. I get it. He's a World Cup winner. So just let's start there. Let's just start there. He's won a World Cup. So when you try to criticize him, remember that you're criticizing a World Cup winner and a guy who was a very important aspect of a team that won the World Cup. So just bear that in mind when you bring up your trash bombers insults towards a World Cup winning midfielder. My thing here is, the obvious thing is, Kante cannot do the physical things that he once was, because I think through Serie specifically and so forth, he was run to the ground. He was run to the ground, and I think in his older age right now, I mean, how old is even Kante now?
29.
He's going to be 30 this year.
Yep.
So this guy is going on to 30 right now. Yes, we get it. 30 is the new 25 and so forth.
No, he'll be 30 next. 30 this year. 30 this year.
Yeah. But my thing is
he's
that
a 91 baby.
for some people, 30 is different from some people as opposed to other people. Specifically, if you're a midfielder, like a 30-year-old striker is different from a 30-year-old midfielder. Modric, well into his 30s right now, he's still balling. He in the Modric of 2017. He'd see the Modric of 2018. So you can see that because the midfield, it is the most physically tasking position in football. Specifically central midfield, more tasking than any other position. That's a fact. So a 31-year-old midfielder is very different from a 31-year-old winger or a 31-year-old striker or 31-year-old central defender. So I think that what you need is for Kante to be partnered with the right players. Specifically, what should happen going forward, which is why you may not see this, because Jorginho has sort of been playing well, if you could say that. The ideal thing is Kante Kovacic, and this was being said even when Lampard was around. Kante Kovacic, Kante sits, protects the whole thing, plays the kind of Busquets role. Kovacic is the guy that really moves the ball around, that really is the guy that is much more mobile with the ball. That is the kind of partnership that you want to see being operated, So I still think that Kante forms a very important role in this team, specifically defensively, reading the game and breaking down plays and his interceptions. Because here's the thing that people forget. Jorginho and Kovacic, they looked good. Against whom? They've not been tested. Specifically, Chelsea have not yet been properly defensively tested. That's defense, specifically. Jorginho and Kovacic's defensive capabilities without the ball have not been tested. No, it's not been. And trust me, in those bigger games, tougher games where teams where face guys who can attack more so than a Wolves, Sheffield United, or so forth, that is where you will now see Kante's value. So just don't get too hyped with Jorginho now, bro. Okay, don't get so hyped with Jorginho now, bro, because we've not seen Jorginho against guys who actually know how to run and actually counter in transition. So I'm here to protect Kante at all costs. Daniel.
At the beginning of the season, nobody had a problem with Kante. Kante seems like he's getting somewhere back to his best. And then what Lampard decided when times started getting tough was the players I trust, I'm going to play them as much as I can. So Mason Mount started playing 90 minutes every game, no rest. Kante was another one who was playing like 90 minutes almost every game with no rest. Like October, November, December, like the early part of December is I think when he got injured. So he was playing 90. Like he was just playing a bunch of 90 minutes over and over with no rest. Maybe the only time he would get rest was like Champions League games. Like Krasnodar, I think he was rested for a bit. As a matter of fact, against Krasnodar, it was a game that they didn't need to play. The sixth game, they were already qualified. They were already first in the group. And Lampard brought him on for like 16, 20 minutes, something like that.
Yeah,
Stupid.
I remember that.
You're already dealing with a player who, under Sarri, you could see there was a bit of wear and tear. Maybe you need to be more careful. But Sarri was like, nope, I need to win what I need to win, so they played him. Didier Deschamps, the same thing. I need to win what I need to win, so I'm going to play him. Lampard, obviously, when times are getting tough, I'm going to play the best player on my team, which is N'Golo Kante, so they keep playing him. They ran him into the dirt. Like, they ran him, it's just burnout, basically. So now that he's had the hamstring injury, muscle injury, for the past, month or two, now people are starting to say, oh, he's finished again, the same thing as last season. And this is now compiling the same sentiment that was there last season. So I would like to judge Kante once he's got a run of games in the team. So I think he's played maybe a quarter of an hour in the Premier League in the past month or two. Okay, cool. He got 90 minutes against Barnsley, but all right. But is he going to play the next game? Probably not. It's probably going to be Kovacic and Jorginho. So yeah, it's just unfortunate that he was injured at a time where Tuchel's coming in, because I'm sure if he was fully fit, then he would have played over Jorginho. But I should probably bring this up too.
Uh-oh.
How would I describe this? Thomas Tuchel is speaking, I don't know, his native language is German. Obviously, he speaks a bit of French now. English is probably just like whatever it is to him, right? The fact that he knows water carrier kind of annoys me. Like, I don't know, like, if that's something you just learn, talking football in English or whatever, but like calling Kante.
Oh no, it must be. That must be like a general football term that coaches
just
know.
like the fact that I've heard water carrier before, but the fact that he knows to say that instead of just calling him a number 6 or a number this, like he views him as a water carrier. That kind of annoys me, and we even saw it in the game today where they were playing Barnsley. In the second half, the formation changes, and in the 2 advanced midfield positions, Tuchel had Billy Gilmore higher up the pitch than he did Kante. Now, for me, that doesn't make any sense, knowing what Billy Gilmore is. He's a player he's like a Jorginho, maybe even a little bit better, like just potential-wise. But we saw what Kante was able to do with Sarri in one of the 2 advanced midfield positions. But because Tuchel sees him as a water carrier, no, you are my defensive midfielder. You sit and you help mop up whatever may come towards Rudiger and Zuma. So even if Kante does get back to full fitness, I'm worried how Tuchel will use him, because he clearly doesn't see him as a footballer in the way that we use the word footballer. He sees him as just run for me. And if you ask Kante to just run and just do the defensive work, he's going to get injured again. So it's like I don't know, it's a continual system at this point. Just like he gets fitness, then the managers mess with him, then he gets injured again, people say he's finished, and then his ability goes down just that little bit. Maybe it's from 80% to 75%, then he gets back to 75% of what he can be, then he gets injured again. It's just it's a carousel at this point. And as you point out, he's 30 years old, so
no, but what do you think? What do you think he'll do under Tuchel? Do you think he thrives under Tuchel, or do you think it's going to be a bit?
No, I don't think he's going to thrive under Tuchel. I think he needs to go to a different team, if I'm honest. I think his Chelsea days are over. And I want him to leave because I like him, and I don't want Chelsea to break him even further. So if you can go to a team that will play you in the role that you need at this point, then that would be good.
What team is this though? Because I think the way Tuchel views him is the way a lot of coaches universally view Kante.
Sarri didn't,
which is sad, but
no, you need a manager who looks at you like how Sarri did.
And how many Sarris do you have there?
That's his job. That's his agent to find. I mean,
well, sure.
Eddie, Kante.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what Daniel said. Unfortunately, we just have to face the truth. I mean, the reality is he's probably done at Chelsea. And he needs to move on for the sake of his career, so he can, and for the longevity of his career as well. Because he stays here, they'll keep using him, especially with the number of trash midfielders we have, man. It's gonna be, Kante, you're the savior, you're the water carrier, as Tuchel will call him. You have to play 90 minutes. Sorry, bro. We know you played about 2 days ago, but yeah, we need another 90 minutes from you. Probably 120 if we need to. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those where the guy hasn't been respected in a way. because there are other players who you see, like, your Pulisic, they tell them, okay, yep, we'll play you today, we'll give you a rest, let your body recover. But we can't say it's just like, as long as you're fit, you're playing. And
Because
I
they
think,
see him as a machine. Like I say, they
yeah,
don't see him as a footballer. He's just
they see him as just some
utility
guy
man,
who can,
utility
yeah,
man.
exactly.
a robot.
And I think the way, unless Tuchel changes his formation this season, I don't see where Kante fits, man. Because
Yeah.
in that double pivot, you need players. Yes, Jorginho might not be the best defensively, but in terms of
What Tuchel wants to do.
what Tuchel wants, you want to pass the ball around, keep possession, recycle the ball.
It doesn't fit.
Kante doesn't do any of that. Like, I don't see where
it's like,
Yeah.
you look at Conte and Didier Deschamps specifically, there is a strong focus on defense because
Yep.
for Deschamps and Conte, they build from the defense to begin with.
Exactly.
Tuchel is the guy who builds first from attack. So if your focus, ask Didier Deschamps, he'll tell you, my most important player is Kante. Because the key to that French team is pragmatism and just being defensively compact and just picking you off with chances. So they're not about, okay, this is our attacking plan. It's like, no, we just hold you, keep ourselves in the game, and we have individuals who will just pick you off. But Tuchel is like, no, I begin with, this is what we do with the ball. And this is what we want to do when we move the ball around. So it's going to be very hard to see how Kante fits in there. Because specifically, when you look at PSG, how he used Marquinhos and Idrissa Gueye in there, or how he uses Verratti and so forth, he puts a lot of onus on you guys being a particular kind of midfielder. So,
yeah, look, man, yeah, it's just one of those things where Chelsea needs to go in, and there's so many holes in this team, and I think the first thing we need to fix, I just said we. The first thing Chelsea needs to fix,
it's 21,
in the
20,
summer
21.
is probably the midfield. That's what I've said for a while, because I don't know how far you can get with the midfield of Jorginho, Kovacic, unless the formation change. You can't get a Kante in there. And even if the formation changes, you need a player like your Havertz or your Mason Mount in there. Someone who can, do something a bit more up front. So, I don't know. Oh, man. I reckon just sell Kante. I hope Inter come this season again with another 60, 70 mil, and we rob them and take the money, bro.
I don't want him to go to Inter, man. If he goes
Yeah,
Inter, go to Milan.
I don't want him to go to Inter as well, but the thing is, there's only one club interested in him. So Conte is the only one who wants his boy back.
Just so he can run him again.
Exactly. But I'm just looking after the best interest of Chelsea right now instead of Conte.
I don't care.
But look. He's look, he's got to go, man. For the sake of his career, I think he's just got to go at the end of the season. And Chelsea needs to figure out the whole midfield situation. Whether I will stick with this three at the back or
Eddie, do you think a midfield that can't fit N'Golo Kante in it is one that you shouldn't use? So let's say, because in Tuchel's introductory press conference, he said something to the effect of, I wanted Kante in my team at PSG for years, and I come here and he's here, so now he feels happy. So do you think and now maybe we can accept that maybe he didn't understand that Kante had fallen off, or that like the Kante I thought I was going to get at PSG isn't the same one that's here, so maybe that's part of what he's kind of working out in his head right now. But if you have N'Golo Kante in your team and the midfield doesn't suit him, isn't that a problem? Or are you just saying he's just so finished you shouldn't even try to tailor something for him?
Yeah, looking back now, I think Tuchel was just way too excited and too gassed to get the job. That man was just saying everything to please the fans. Like, oh, I wanted this guy before. Yeah, right. You worked with Pulisic before. Doesn't mean it's good now. Like,
no, but it is true that PSG wanted N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is
not too long ago.
Yeah, but he didn't get the opportunity.
Can you believe everything that comes out of the guy's mouth?
He He
I
didn't
can
work
believe
with
that you
Kante.
wanted Kante.
Yeah, he didn't work with Kante day in day out though. Like, so now that he's had the opportunity to work with Kante, he's going, yikes! Like,
I don't think
he
so.
probably. What is he gonna do then? Because right now, this system is put in place is not one Kante is gonna thrive in.
But the system we've kind of hypothesized in the past is something that's temporary. Like we saw today that when the system doesn't work, he immediately changed it. You know? So I would suspect the change that he went to when it was 0-0 against Barnsley is probably the system that he wants to implement moving forward,
no.
or that's his idea. Like I think he wants to play 4-3-3.
Okay.
I think he wants to play 4-3-3.
Okay, let me ask you. Okay, so Danny, if right now, if everybody is fit, every single person is fit, and let's say you're playing Man City, or you're playing Bayern Munich, does Kante start for under Tuchel?
Yeah,
Everyone is fit.
For Tuchel, I'm not sure, but for Daniel's
That's-
team, like yeah.
Yeah, but that's the point now. We're talking about for Tuchel.
Where
does he
the whole
fit
point
in
is,
this whole thing?
is for Tuchel. If everybody is fit and so forth,
Yes,
for what he wants
plays.
to,
He still plays. I
so
think
he plays ahead of Jorginho. So it's him
Yeah.
and Kovacic.
Yeah, if Kante is 100% fit, and there's no questions about his fitness, if Chelsea were playing a Champions League final, Thomas Tuchel will start N'Golo Kante. That's not even a question. Like you guys actually think he'd start Jorginho in like a Champions League final over a fit Kante?
I'm saying I don't know.
I'm saying I don't know as well because
Then what's the point of
again-
the question if you guys don't have an idea?
No.
My thing is-
No. You said that it's a dead set. I'm saying that it is not a guarantee. He starts
Exactly.
Kante. That's not. I don't think it's a guarantee.
because my thing is if we're using the double pivot at the moment, Jorginho and Kovacic have very, very specific roles that they play that a Kante doesn't do as well as those two players.
But he has attributes that are better than them in some aspects that I would
Does-
think
how
he
much,
would
how
want.
much does Tuchel
Yeah, but-
value that?
Exactly. How much does it say, for example, you take a Jorginho out and you put a Kante in? How much does that improve everyone else in the team? Because it's not just
A lot.
the individual player you're bringing in. Not really.
Who's
Last
really
third
there?
passes over the top, which is what Jorginho's specialist is. So
Exactly.
basically, you have two specialist passers of the ball who pass the ball in different
Like-
ways. So I mean, it insults Jorginho all he wants. He can do things that Kante just can't
like
do.
defensively, I agree with you that look, you bring Kante in there.
You guys told me
we're
Bayern
probably-
Munich.
We're probably a lot
Like-
better. Defensively, we're probably a lot better. But offensive wise and keeping the ball and recycling possession, I don't think so, man.
Because okay,
Chelsea aren't going to have the ball against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich's going to have 70% possession. So do you want Jorginho as the one sitting defending, or do you want Kante as somebody who's more defensive minded? You guys told me Bayern Munich. You guys didn't tell me a team like Wolves or Burnley where Chelsea are going to have 80% of the ball. If you tell me that, then of course give me the better passer. But Kante's not going to be in that role if they're playing Bayern Munich.
I'm going to respond to that your point. So from King and Ban, it says a Jorginho Kovacic midfield equals destroyed by City or United. That's the point I was making is we don't know how good these guys are. Yeah. I'm not sure how good Jorginho and Kovacic will be against an actual proper team that they haven't faced. They haven't faced a proper team. So you getting gassed off, oh my Jorginho and Kovacic, okay, yeah, that's cool. Have they faced a midfield that can actually keep the ball? A smart midfield? Have they faced Ilkay Gundogan and Homeboy? That's different. To your point, Daniel, my thing is if Chelsea play Bayern and they have Jorginho and Kovacic, Chelsea will also have a good amount of the ball. They'll probably lose. They'll probably get beat. But they'll have a period of possession of the ball. Whether that possession will amount to anything is doubtful because you're playing a team that's just far more superior to you. But Bayern are not a possession-based team that will hog the ball as much as Man City are. So my thing is that Tuchel would be like, I want to be able to hold on to the ball because there's a way I want to play. There is a way in which Dortmund played under him. There's a way that PSG played under him. And I'm just not sure.
You guys are making it seem like Kante can't pass a ball, like at all.
Daniel, Kante and Jorginho are not the same kind of player. They're different.
I'm not
kinds of
suggesting
players.
that. I'm not. But do you? I'm not suggesting that Kante is of the same technical or passing quality as Jorginho is. I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying that you guys are making it seem as if Kante touches the ball and he immediately loses it, as if if he played against Bayern Munich, he would just get dispossessed and dispossessed and dispossessed all the time, or like he couldn't find a pass, or he couldn't find Kovacic, or he couldn't find a wing back, or he couldn't find a center back. Like you guys are making it seem like, oh, it's just a complete deviation from whatever that would be. Like, no, like he's a competent, accomplished footballer in his own right.
Yeah.
So you have to add that in there as well. Like, obviously he's not going to be as good as Jorginho in some aspects, but if you are playing a big team, you want Kante in the team. How is this even a debate?
Because, again, you may be right, but just from what I have seen so far from Kante and from what we have said about how is Kante maybe on the decline physically, and he's not the same guy that we saw in 2018, in 2017, 16, 15.
Okay.
You may be saying to yourself that if you're a Tuchel, I get that Kante can play, but Jorginho has specific characteristics and qualities that Kante doesn't want. And maybe for a Tuchel, I believe that a Jorginho and Kovacic form a better 1-2 punch.
People said the same thing preseason 2019 when in Lampard's preseason they were like, I don't know if Kante can get back in this team because Jovicic is playing too well. And then as soon as Jorginho started playing like ass and Kovacic was playing, well, no, Kovacic wasn't bad last season, but Kante immediately came back in the team. What is going on in the chat right now, by the way?
Yeah, but bro, I'm ignoring it. I'm ignoring it.
That's what I'm reading, man.
I'm seeing aubergine and peaches, and I'm trying to formulate my point. I'm like, what's going on? Is this Instagram?
I am putting that to one side.
I've been trying to follow the whole thing this whole night, right? It's so
Splashnet wants me to engage into Splashnet. No, you guys can have that. You guys can. You do that. So Daniel, keep.
No, it looks like an Instagram. Like is somebody showing cheeks. Like I don't know.
It's
no, but people thought last season that it was good. If you watch the preseason games from last season, you go on Twitter and you look at like the tweets that were happening around there. There were some people who were suggesting that Kante wouldn't get in the team because Kovacic and Jorginho formed a good partnership. It's hard for me to get.
Daniel wants it.
So I think it's a misnomer to suggest that Kovacic and Jorginho that's like the dead set partnership in midfield. I don't think that's necessarily the case because whenever Kante's fit, I'm telling you, he will get in the team. He will break whatever paradigm exists at the moment because the manager will want his qualities in the team, whether for better or for worse as we view it. He'll want that player in the team, which I think is why Tuchel was kind of excited when he brought up having Kante available. Now, I don't agree with why he's happy because he sees him as, this is somebody who can, I can play more attacking football because I have a guy who can just,
protect.
Yeah, but he'll be in the team. And that's my point.
Right, and my point is, I'm not saying Kante won't play in the team, but as presently constructed with the 3 at the back and 2 in midfield, Kante doesn't fit. You have to change it to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3.
It works with
to be
Antonio
able to get
Kante
in there.
Now, obviously, they're playing completely different styles
exactly.
with the 2 midfield, but with Leicester, he was in a 2-man midfield. With Kante, he was in a 2-man midfield. Lampard kind of tried him with 2 in midfield, but not really.
Again, Daniel, you're missing the point. Kante is different from Tuchel.
I hear your point. It's not a complicated one. I know what you're saying.
I'm complicated.
It's a complicated show, man.
I'm trying to make you see that perhaps there is a piece in Tuchel's thinking that can accommodate Kante in the same role that he played in other people's teams, even if how would I word this? Even if what they're trying to accomplish are different things, there can still be similarities between what Kante was doing in different systems. I don't know if I worded that correctly.
Wait, sorry, real quick. So, did Sarri have Kovacic as well?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
He had him on loan. He had him on loan.
Okay, but he had him in the Chelsea team when Sarri was there.
Yeah.
So, the 3 was Jorginho, Kovacic, and Kante for Sarri.
And it was Jorginho at the base,
Jorginho at the
Kante,
base,
and
Kante,
then Ruben
box
Loftus
to
Cheek
box.
would come in sometimes, but yeah, Kovacic would play.
So you don't? Do you see Tuchel doing something similar to that, a 4-3-3, like have Kante, Jorginho at the base, and Kovacic
Hell
sort of the
no.
midfielder?
I don't want to see that. No, it's all good. Let's.
Those are
I'd
Chelsea's
rather.
3 best midfielders, though, Eddie.
Yeah, but Jorginho at the base. Have you seen what happened in that season? Like the 6-0 to Man City. No. It's bad, man. Like right now, the reason why we're defensively solid. You've got the 3 at the back that protects Jorginho and Kovacic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the moment that goes down to a 2 and you have Jorginho sitting by himself. Remember, the guy in front supposed to protect the defense. I don't trust Jorginho with protecting my defense from. Like, so he either put him. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't work. So I don't want to see that, unfortunately.
My bigger issue is I've never viewed Kante as a defensive midfielder, like a DM. Like he's not Busquets, he's not Casemiro. That's not what he is. He's a central midfielder who plays in one of the 2 advanced midfield spots, and you almost have to give him a free role that most people when they hear free role, they associate that with like a number 10 who can just do attacking things. But Kante has a free role where he can go anywhere in the pitch, collect the ball, and then if the team does have 60-70% possession, then he can move forward into the final third and help support the attack.
Question: 2018 World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
It was Pogba, Matuidi, Kante. What was Kante's role at the World Cup for France under Didier Deschamps?
He was sitting from.
Say
what?
again?
He was sitting. He sat back most of the time.
I think it rotated, didn't it? Like
Not really from.
Because
Not
you're
really.
saying that he's never a DM and so far. I'm like, unless I am mistaken,
Yeah.
I'm remembering that World Cup run, Pogba and Matuidi were free.
Further up. Yeah.
No, they
Kante was the
weren't.
guy that just sat.
Yeah, they were.
No,
Yeah,
they
they were.
weren't. No, they
Yeah,
weren't.
they
Okay,
were,
okay. Where was Matuidi? Okay, what was Matuidi doing?
in my memory, and maybe this is all black people look alike from all of us. So maybe the comment section will help us out. But there were times where Matuidi would sit. There were times when Pogba would control from deep. There were times when Kante would get forward. Like it wasn't you stay here, you do this. I feel like it was way more fluid than we're giving it credit for.
How many times was Kante in the final third?
I didn't see Kante much up there, man. So
Throughout that World Cup campaign, how many times was Kante? I saw Matuidi up there. I saw Pogba up there.
Pogba up there.
How many times
Matuidi
was
up there.
Kante in that final third throughout that World Cup? And guys in the live chats, please tell me if I'm wrong. But because I remember watching all of France's games.
Matuidi played the furthest forward out of all those 3, so it wasn't Matuidi sitting back, and Pogba was definitely going up.
He was all around. Pogba was all around.
Kante had to be the guy, man. Daniel.
So your points. I mean, it's just saying,
It's okay.
Complicated.
So it's complicated. Okay, before I come to Abdullah, let me just hit some of these, man.
Abdullah, you been watching TV or something?
Yeah. Wait, who is this guy looking at, man?
I'm just listening to you guys, and I'm gonna give my own different opinion on it.
Okay, so
What is he? What are you watching though?
I don't know.
I'm googling some stuff online.
He's probably watching the live chat or probably
yeah. So what's we got? So King Kubani says we would be better as a counter-attacking team. Thoughts? I'm not sure whether the personnel are there. I mean, I understand the whole thing with Timo Werner's speed and so forth. But I think
we don't have the midfield personnel for that.
I just think I don't think the personnel is there. Paul King says
a transition play is pretty poor as well. So
it's not there. Like because you need guys who are very good and quick using the ball, man. Pulisic. Yeah, well, okay. I mean, yes. I mean, I'm not. I mean, he's under review. I'm not gonna induct him, but yeah, 100%. He's under review. Under review. HH, do you think Chelsea have a chance of winning the FA Cup or Champions League? FA Cup chance there. Champions League.
HH is humbled, bro.
Champions League lips are sealed. So guys, remember, guys, join our Patreon. Link is in the description box below. join up on our Patreon, become a patron, click the link in the description box below. Become a patron for the Complicated Chelsea Show, boys, man. Abdullahi, talk to me, man.
I've been researching some stuff on Kante and I've been listening to what you guys
You've been
say.
doing some research. Interesting.
Under the Leicester City match, he played more as a 4-4-2. So I think he played together with Danny Drinkwater. He didn't play further forward. It's like a box-to-box midfielder. So he played more as a 4-4-2 diamond. So under Antonio Conte, he played more as a 3-4-3. Under Sarri, Sarri plays 4-3-3. So Conte was playing as a number 8, more as a deep line midfielder and also as a box-to-box. So Kante, one, is not a DM. We need to take that out. He's not a DM. He's a box-to-box player, someone that can go front and come back. That was the reason Thomas Tuchel says he's a water carrier. It's like the reason he said the water carrier is he has that energy going forward and coming back and intercepting balls. That is the job of N'Golo Kante. The job of N'Golo Kante is not the DM, because for him to play as a DM, he needs a support. Someone that can, when I go front, Kante, your job is for me to help me support the defense. That is the job of Kante. Interception, getting up from the attackers and playing back to other midfielder to do the job. So people may say Kante is finished. I get that. I understand that. But I can also understand why people are kind of fed up or kind of getting annoyed with Kante. I keep saying it. Didier Deschamps, Sarri, and Lampard overplayed Kante a lot. During those periods of years when Kante was playing, he did not have any rest. Kante did not have any rest. When you call a player a water carrier, you need him to have a maximum rest in the team for him to get the best out of him. That was the reason he's been struggling in the last 3 years now. He's been struggling because he's been playing matches week in, week out. Week in and week out. There was not even time for him to rest. So in those years, Sarri overplayed him. Didier Deschamps also overplayed him. And we were talking about Matuidi, N'Golo Kante, and then Pogba. Kante is the one doing the sitting down. Why Pogba and Matuidi go forward? But Kante doesn't really do that much sitting. He also go forward too when he needs to go forward. But he knows his job as a midfielder that when it's time for me to intercept, I do it. And when it's time for me to go forward, I also do the same thing. When it's time for me to go back, I do the same thing. So it's a box-to-box player, not a DM. That is what we need to take out of the way. Now, Tuchel got him right now and is happy because if you remember very well in PSG, he wanted to go Kante instead of Idrissa Gana Gueye. Because the way Idrissa Gana Gueye is being played in PSG, that is where Kante is going to be playing in Chelsea. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be about water carrier or whatever you call him. That is how N'Golo Kante is going to be big played. He's not a DM.
If it's a gay, is a water carrier?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing in PSG. He goes forward, he comes back and intercept ball. What is called Verratti is the one getting the ball and passing out. Ian Rabiot. So Gana Gueye is the one going forward and coming back. That is how Thomas Tuchel wants to use Kante. It's not gonna use him as a defensive anything. He said I can play Kante in the 4-1-4-1 formation or a 3-5-2 formation. He said it. So he knows what he wants from Kante. He said, I don't want him to defend. He knows his job. When it's for him to intercept, he's gonna do this job. When it's for him to go forward, he knows his job. When it's time for him to go back and support the defense, he knows his job. Kante doesn't need to tell what he needs to do. He knows his job. So people kind of overstating on Kante, we don't need that. Yes, I can understand he's been kind of past his kind of age and everything. I understand that. But Kante will work in any club in the world. Juventus, Real Madrid, Barcelona, anywhere.
So for you, Kante over Jorginho in the starting lineup?
Yes, Kante over Jorginho for me. Yes. The reason is because Kante have that brain and the ability of knowing, this is one I need to intercept ball, I need to defend. Jorginho doesn't have it. If a team gets pressed a lot,
you don't need it if you have 80% possession, bro.
Yes, I get that.
Who are the teams that Eddie? Who are the teams that Chelsea are having 80% possession against? Wolves, Burnley, Sheffield, Barnsley.
Yeah. Hey, but you play these teams more often than you play the other teams. I could argue that point. Like, how many? Okay, let me reverse the question. How many teams will have more possession than Chelsea?
Man City.
Yep.
Liverpool. If they are actually on
arguable.
Wait. Are you saying in the Premier League or just in Europe?
in the Premier League. We don't play much European teams.
So-
I mean, our next tie against Atletico. Arsenal?
Maybe see Arsenal.
See?
Okay, really, it's only really City.
City,
only
Liverpool,
Liverpool maybe is a maybe. Arsenal is arguable.
Leicester, maybe.
Leicester
No,
are a counter-attacking
Leicester,
team.
no.
They're
I
not-
don't
they're
know.
not-
I'm just saying. Like, I'm just
Exactly.
naming teams,
Leicester.
niggas.
We're talking of 3 teams, and you're worried about Kante. What is this?
Well,
Every
no,
other team will let Chelsea have the
Eddie.
ball.
You switched the goalposts by like 30% possession because you said which teams will have more possession than Chelsea. That means they have 51%, but you started with 80%.
Yeah.
So you flipped it by 30% as
Okay.
if you've made a point. Like
How many?
you switched it.
I mean, my thing is against 10 to probably even 15 teams in the league, you're gonna have the ball for majority of the game. Other teams are gonna try and counter you, so you're gonna have the opportunity to keep the ball and do what you need to do. So that's why I'm saying, are we more worried about playing these other 5
event,
teams?
you would want Kante in the team. That's the point. If let's say that you do have the ball 80% of the time against, name a team, Leicester.
Southampton.
When
Okay, Leicester.
we'll take Half Hope's point. When Southampton counterattack, you want Jorginho in there or you want Kante? You pick.
Exactly
You're
what I
playing.
said.
No.
Exactly what I said.
No.
And if it's
playing a
easy
game
enough
of
to have
risk.
80% possession, then putting Kante in the team won't drastically change that number because obviously the other team is just want you to have the ball so they
It
can
does
counter.
in terms of what you're doing.
Wait. But Daniel, this is a game of risk. So as a manager, you're like, I am willing to risk that. Okay, sometimes you're gonna have the Jorginho isn't gutter trash defensively. He can put in a tackle, but he's just nowhere near as good as Kante. But you're saying, no, wait, let me land. You're weighing things up.
Okay.
For Tuchel, he's like, I am willing to risk the defensive deficiencies of Jorginho based on what he can give me with the ball.
I need you to answer me this question.
He's
okay?
also
Just Eddie, just quick, and it's a short question. Which is I shouldn't even word it like that. Is Kante better offensively than Jorginho is defensively? Simply, is Kante better with the ball than Jorginho is without the ball?
that's tough, man.
It's easy. Kante is far better with the ball than Jorginho is without the ball. And if that's the case, that's the risk. That's the question you would have to ask yourself as a manager.
To answer the previous question, Tuchel understands the deficiencies of Jorginho and even the Jorginho Kovacic thing. That's why the 3 defenders work behind him. That's the key thing here. The 3 people behind you works because I've got 1 extra defender. Say, for example, you play in the 2. Your 2 are normally the ones on the line. But I've got someone like a Thiago Silva who is able to read situations and let us know where to go and how to adjust. If you add a Kante to that mix, you're taking away stuff offensively because you want to beef up the defense. That doesn't work. That's why I'm saying Jorginho right now, his role is key. That's why I say if we're changing the system to a 4-2-3-1 or something with 4 at the back, 2 at the base, and then whatever up front, fine. I can have a Kante there. Easy. You can probably take out your Jorginho. But what I keep saying, I don't think you guys are getting the point, is as presently constructed, the way we play and the way we are set up, Jorginho is more favorable to play and work in this system than N'Golo Kante. You swap them over, I don't think it works as much.
No.
Danny, Danny.
Just quickly, I'll go to that. See, the thing about it is, I call it the Marcelo complex, which is what Zidane knew. Marcelo defensively, I can tell you, Marcelo is one of my favorite players of all time. Defensively, he couldn't do anything, but Zidane knew that he is so important to what I want to do offensively. I am telling that, bro, Ramos, when he goes up, you just slide it. No, Casemiro. When he goes up, Casemiro, you watch that left flank. Watch the similar flank. But whenever you attack, you watch that left flank, Ramos, you come across as well. So you just help the defensive because I am willing to sacrifice his defensive deficiencies based on what he gives me going forward. So for a Tuchel, he may say that what I want to do offensively is so important and it's so key. And if I get this Jorginho and Kovacic working, who are two pass specialists, keyword pass specialists, I am willing to work with Jorginho's deficiencies with, as Daddy says, thread the back, a wing back coming into Coasting as well, just to understand, just to create a cover for him. So I understand what you were saying when you were doing the whole Kante and Jorginho comparison, but you have to focus on a manager saying that this guy gives me X, doesn't give me Y. He gives me X, doesn't give me Y. And you now have to weigh both things up and say, okay, I'm willing to live with this, even though I'm not going to get that. And I just believe, if I may be wrong, that Tuchel is more willing to live with Jorginho's deficiencies than Kante's deficiencies. Because for him, what these guys do with the ball is very important. So I think how he wants to play.
Okay, but I thought we agreed last week or the week before that the back three or back five, however you want to phrase it, was kind of a temporary Band-Aid.
Is it?
No, I thought we came to a consensus, and maybe it was just me who said it, and you guys have your own thoughts, and we can figure that out in the next minute or two. But I feel like at least a few of us came to the conclusion that Tuchel went to a back five for solidity because Lampard was doing whatever nonsense he was up to. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to play a back five, especially because the first game was against Wolves and you want to match the system. Oh, it might kind of sort of work. Let's keep doing it and let's have the continuity. But Tuchel's ultimate aim isn't to play with the back three or back five. He wants to play 4-2-2-2. He wants to play 4-2-3-1. He wants to play 4-2-3-1. And if that's the case, then what Eddie's saying right now, I can understand that as presently constructed. All right. But ultimately, that's not what he's trying to do. So I'm curious, like what do you think Tuchel's plan is then? Do you think he's just going to stay with the back five?
Okay, my thing is... actually, wait, so... I wanted to make a freaking point. Oh, sorry, quick, that's my point. Bro, I would play Kante. See, I'm just putting myself in Tuchel's shoes.
No.
No.
I understand that everybody here would play Kante.
Yeah,
I get
so
that.
let me just put that...
Except maybe Eddie. I'm not sure about Eddie, but...
I would. Oh
okay.
So I'm just trying to put myself into Tuchel's shoes because my thing is that I am not sure exactly what Tuchel wants to do.
Yeah.
Because he may want... It may be a Band-Aid or he may be... Maybe this works. And maybe if this is working, let me just keep going with this. That's okay.
Cold in here.
4-2-2-2 may be my ultimate thing, but okay, this back three, wing backs and so forth. Okay, maybe this will go, or maybe he's just going to chop and change. Okay, this is opposition formation. This opposition. Yeah. So it's maybe a chop and change where I just change the formation, the personnel based on who we are playing. Abdullahi, I think you wanted to.
This is what we're missing. I listened to what Mehdi was saying. See, I look at the opposition we play. Kante is more useful in the way he wants to play than Jorginho. The way people are gassing on Jorginho and Kovacic is because what Jorginho does is pass. In terms of defending, Jorginho doesn't know how to defend. When you play a team like Liverpool, Southampton, team that can hit you on the counter, boom, you need Kante because he knows his job as a midfielder that my job is to go back and support my defense. That is the job of Kante. Interception. Jorginho doesn't have that interception in him at all. If anything press Chelsea, is lost. It's -1 in Chelsea team. -1. But when you have Kante, when the team press you, you know there's +1. Other players, even Mount himself said it. If there's Kante in the team, we have more assurance in the back than when we have Jorginho. He said it for a player to say it publicly, then everybody they know their strength. They know Conte's strength. So they know when you have Kante in the team, it's +1 because he knows his job. You don't need to tell Kante. This is what he knows his job as a midfielder. So I can understand in this kind of situation now, Kovacic and Jorginho are playing very well. Understood. Conte will get his chance because the manager himself knows how to use Conte. Now that we don't have a manager who doesn't have the experience. If you look at the Dortmund team, it was playing mostly as a back three with Pulisic and Ousmane Dembele. Then, now in PSG, was playing 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-2-2. Basically, that was what he was playing. That was why I said Idrissa Gana Gueye in PSG is going to be the way Conte is going to be playing in Chelsea because he's more of a water carrier in PSG. It does the defending, it does the interception, and it does the going forward. Marco Verratti is the one passing all the ball goes to him. Then the pass. That is the job of Jorginho in that team. So if Tuchel wants to decide, I want to play Jorginho, Conte, and Mateo Kovacic, that's work. Because that's the 4-3-3 in which he can do. So Conte will know, okay, my job is to be the one interception, ball carrier, pass to Jorginho, pass to Kovacic, let him drive the ball. Then a little bit be in the defense and also in between the box to box. He can do it. He played the three of them in the last match against Sheffield United. He played Jorginho, Mateo Kovacic, and N'Golo Kante together. He was sent them to see if this is going to, and it worked. He played them together. Those three. That was the first time they've been played together under Tuchel. So he knows him himself as a manager knows. I know where to play Conte. I know exactly where to play him. So yeah, I can understand the deficiency in Conte because he's been overworked. So many managers have overworked him. Sarri or Lampard, Didier Deschamps. They've overworked him too much. The rest he hasn't gotten the rest yet. That's why he's been injured. Coming in, he's been injured. Coming in, he's been injured. I understand that. That's why I said going into the summer, we're gonna need maybe another DM. Then when Conte is a little bit tired, Conte, get the rest in this match. You play this Conte role. That's why I said maybe we need another DM that can come in for Conte. That will help a lot. If it's not a player of Jorginho. That's why I said I don't trust Guillermo yet because he's young. That guy is young. If a team presses that much, Guillermo may make mistake, but you need a player who is immune to that kind of water carrier in the way Conte plays. That he knows I can go forward, I can come back, I can also defend. So we need kind of player who knows his job as a midfield.
So because we just need to just round off. So you believe that Kante still has a big future for Chelsea?
Yes.
Hold on. Look. Let me go at this previous point, man. Let me go at this previous point just now. You want to compare, the system Chelsea are trying to play to what PSG were doing. Tell me who in the Chelsea attack is comparable to Neymar. Tell me who in the Chelsea attack is comparable to Kylian Mbappe. Like, even none of our midfielders are as good as this guy. What's his name? Verratti. Like, I don't get. Kovacic is not on his level, man. I'm sorry. Bro. No, let's not go around like we have all these players of the same quality going around. He had a solution for what to do at PSG. He's going to have his own solution for Chelsea. What I've said right now is if we're playing the four at the back, yes, Kante can come in and beat the guy and all that stuff. Right now, with the two he's playing, Kovacic has that free role of going around trying to link up the attack. If you want to put Kante in this team, you should be looking at more Kovacic because Jorginho is a disciplined guy who's staying back to make sure, we lose the ball, we recycle it, give it to me, we'll restart again. But you don't give that role to Kante because you want Kante to have the free roaming role to go around like you guys are saying. So let's not compare him to Gana Gueye or compare the Chelsea system to PSG unless we're going to change what we are doing. If you're going to change it to 4 at the back and 2 at the base right now, Kante, again, let's not forget, Tuchel plays 3 at the back principles anyways. So even if we switch to 4 at the back, Kante will still need to either sit or stay in front of the defense where he can also do the interceptions that Abdullahi is talking about. He's free to go side to side and do whatever he wants to do. But he will still be part of the guys sitting back. The only difference is he plays a bit more further up and the other 2 guys still, do what they need to do. So I don't get why we're comparing the whole PSG to the Chelsea thing. It's 2 different things, and we should just wait to see what he does. I'm not saying the future formation is 4 at the back or 5 at the back. We don't know. I've said this season it might be 3 at the back to the end of the season, just for simplicity, see how things go, and then once we have a preseason, he'll be able to work out 4 at the back, 5 at the back, whatever it is, which one works for next season. But there's no point trying to trying to fit Kante in something that might not work. That's what I'm saying.
So before we move over to our...
That felt like at least an hour on Kante, by the way.
Bro, what's it called? I have it here. We began the Kante talk at 1:04:10. It's now 1:55. So pretty much almost an hour on Kante. So guys, remember, man, we have a partner right now to join.
Do you want more Kante talk? Huh? Do you want more Pulisic talk? Huh? Do you want more Mount talk?
Do you want us to revisit 2012?
Do you want more Lampard talk?
Do you want us to revisit 2012? You know, do you want
Sign up for the Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon.
Mason Mount's praise.
We're gonna have a separate section on the Patreon, MMA Mason Mount agenda. Mason Mount agenda.
Bro, Eddie, led by that guy over there, the guy up above you. He's gonna lead it.
Not here, but here.
Yeah, the one there.
Yeah, the guy there.
AJ, don't start. Thank God he didn't even play today. Thank God he didn't play. The guy got the rest today.
He was tweeting.
He was out there tweeting, bro.
So, guys, what we always do is we do a throwback time, man. This is always fun. So this is going to be interesting. I want you to know about this because...
Wait, HH, are we going to talk about our potential future number one at Chelsea? Kepa.
Bro, I had it written down. I had it written down. Look at this. It's not been scratched off right. So there you go. So I'm good. So let's do our thing is
a new start. Didn't he say he was going to give him a new start?
Fresh
to
start
do what?
at Chelsea. To become number one, fam.
Please, man.
No, like you're gonna a fresh start for what? Oh, I'm just gonna start fucking up again. So you go first, HH.
Mata was really good. Like I can't remember what season it was. There was a season where didn't he get either one of the most assists or he had like a really high number
12,
of
12 13.
10, 11. Sure? Is it 12, 13 or 10, 11?
It was 12, 13. It was see that the 12, 13 season is a weird season because Chelsea played like 60, 70 games that season. So you could look back and Torres actually had a good season. But he scored like 20 goals in 60
That's
games.
the Europa League season, wasn't it?
It was Europa League, Super Cup. Because they won the Champions League, they had to go play the FIFA
Bayern.
Club Cup or something. It was just a bunch of games. So, but yeah, and then finishing third, you go into the Europa League. You have to play more games. So,
no, because my thing was remember. Because he was unlucky because he was part of peak Spain. So hence why he could... Because I think he was somewhat part of the Euro 2012 run. But it's like, in terms of this guy's... Remember, he was good at free kicks and playmaking. And just his passing quality was amazing. So you just say to yourself that he's sort of a person that Chelsea are badly missing now. A true quality passer. And a true creative passer. Chelsea just don't have that. You know, they don't have a guy where, okay, you are a... through ball creative specialist, basically what Fabregas
number 10
was. Like a true, basically, best thing was Pick Snyder, where all this guy's doing is through ball. So he's just right there at that final third, you know. And it's like, how did he get sold? Like, what's constituted to him actually getting sold? Like, how did it all end? Because I'm like,
Oscar and Willian conspiring together. Excuse me. So Mourinho wanted Oscar in the number 10
so who bought him? Which manager bought him?
He was bought under Villas-Boas.
Ancelotti?
Villas-Boas.
Villas-Boas.
He was bought the summer of 2011. So that was Villas-Boas. Played a good 11-12 season. They won the FA Cup. Obviously, the corner to Didier Drogba in 2012. I'll bet you that picture is him taking the ball to the penalty spot.
Penalty spot, it is.
against Bayern Munich, Manuel Neuer, he misses his penalty, but
Yeah, he
nobody
missed his penalty,
remembers
yeah.
that part. That's what they shouldn't.
No, because I didn't even want to use this because I was say, oh, should I actually use this picture because it's a picture where he misses the penalty. But I was like, you know what?
He was
it's a
very
good
confident.
picture.
I remember he would throw the ball up and bounce the ball off his shoulder. Like that was one of his. I don't know. It was like a stress thing. But yeah, and then the next season, they bring in Oscar. They bring in Hazard. We have Mazkar, if you guys remember that.
Mazaka,
Yeah, and the football with Di Matteo was really good. Then it wasn't. Then they bring in Rafa, win Europa League, and then Mourinho comes in. So Mourinho obviously saw the qualities of Oscar and was like, I want this guy as my number 10. Understandably so, the way that Mourinho looks at football, which left Juan Mata, who was the playmaker, like, look, you either you need to figure out how to play on the right wing because Hazard's obviously taking the left wing.
Left wing, yeah.
But you see, it's like the interesting thing about football is because Willian was with Anzi Makalaka in Russia, and they had a fire sale of players. It's the reason why Willian was sold to Chelsea and Samuel Eto'o was sold to Chelsea in the same transfer window or like the same day, basically, because their owner had to sell a bunch of assets and they needed to make the team get in the black. So Chelsea took advantage of that opportunity because they wanted Willian from Shakhtar. If that opportunity doesn't arrive, I'll bet you that Mata locks down that side on the right. But Willian comes in, and Willian is another player that Mourinho is obviously going to love and play, and he did for 3 seasons almost. So Mata was like, whoa, like I just had one of the best seasons creatively last season. I just won a Champions League. I'm like a 2-time Chelsea player of the season. Fans love me, etc. And I'm not in your plans. All right, let me leave. So that's what he did. And to be 37 million was a lot of money in 2013 from Manchester United, if I remember correctly. 37.1, if I remember right. Somebody can fact check me on that one. But I think that was like the record money that Chelsea had ever received for a player. So
yeah, he left in 2014, I think.
Summer,
January 2014.
winter.
Nah,
winter
January,
2014.
yeah, January.
Yeah, winter.
No, see, my thing is that it's even if this
And
is
then they
such
used
a
that
cliche
money
word,
and bought Matic.
See, this is such a cliche term, but this is a perfect case of it is what it is, because it's like a manager comes in, you could be like, oh man, look at how good I was in this position, look how effective I was in this position.
Yep.
Cool. This is how I want my team to play. Very rarely is a manager going to copy what another manager does. No, I'm a new manager in. I am going. It's like Pep, bro. Pep, you're paying because these guys they won a treble, playing this way. Cool. Lam, you're going into DM because I'm not going to just copy what your Pinekers did. So for Mourinho, cool. I know that you were a great number 10 and you are supremely amazing number 10. I'm sorry, you're going out wide.
Yeah.
And anybody who's played football will know. A wide guy can sort of coast center. Yeah. Centrally out wide, bro, that is night and day. Night and day. You're just not your brain. The way your brain works when you're in the center of the pitch is different from how your brain works when you're now out wide.
The interesting ramification here is if Mata stays, or let's keep with the domino effect. Let's say that the Anzi doesn't have to sell, and Willian gets to stay in Russia and make his money. And let's say Eto'o stays, right? That probably means that Lukaku stays because Samuel Eto'o doesn't come and he doesn't go on loan to, I think, West Brom. So that's one domino that doesn't fall.
Matic, we don't get Matic.
If Mata stays, well, no, Matic was probably always going to come. It's the idea that Salah was bought that winter window. So if you remember, do you guys remember the Wenger's 1000th game, the 6-0? That is the season that was Mourinho's first season. Salah scored the 6-0. They bought Salah because they sold Mata and they sold De Bruyne. If Mata doesn't go, Salah doesn't come to Chelsea. He's at Basel. God knows what happens to his career. The path that he's on now doesn't happen. So like
Wait.
the
Didn't Mourinho sell Mata and De Bruyne?
yeah.
He sold Salah and De Bruyne. Sorry.
No.
And Mata?
Yeah.
Did
No.
Mourinho
No.
sell Mata as well?
Yeah, he did. I remember De Bruyne playing under Mourinho specifically. Like
He did.
I
No.
remember that.
He
Yeah.
did, but he played against Hull the first game of 13-14. He played against Manchester United the second or the next game. And then he didn't play again. He played in a League Cup game or FA Cup game against Swindon Town. I don't know if anybody remembers Swindon. And De Bruyne was shocking in that game. He was terrible. He wouldn't run. Playmaking wasn't great. Shooting wasn't great. He looked terrible. So Mourinho just didn't play him again. And then he was sold to Wolfsburg in the summer. And because they made those two sales in the summer window, they bought Salah because they needed another forward player.
Yeah.
But then Salah was sold under Kante, like Antonio Kante. So I think 2017 or something, but that's because the contracts with Fiorentina or Roma or whatever it is. So, yeah, it's just the weird domino effects of like Willian, then Mata, then the De Bruyne thing, Lukaku, Eto'o. Like there's a whole like confluence of things. But whenever I look at Mata, I just think of like Mourinho did kind of fuck him.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
No, he did.
It's
I love Mourinho, but he did.
It's another example of one of those players affected by Chelsea's lack of a football philosophy over the years. Because the fact that it changed from manager to manager just kind of meant we had like all these turnover of players. You have your Oscars, you have your Mata, your Salahs, your De Bruyne. We turn over players like more than any other club because we don't have a direction or a philosophy that we're going in. So,
do you know who knew this before? Emanalo.
Yeah.
Niger.
Y'all's boy.
We use brain.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
When Mourinho came the second time, Emanalo was like, all right, let me go. Like, let me resign. And Roman Abramovich liked him so much he wouldn't let him resign. But he knew that, look, I signed De Bruyne, Mata, Oscar, Hazard. I have Lukaku. I have Courtois.
Building a philosophy,
I
building
have,
an
I have
identity.
Sturridge. Not what?
Yeah, Sturridge was there.
No, he wasn't. Not with Mourinho, but he was one of the ones that was there because Sturridge was sold winter 2013 under Benitez. But he was accruing all of these young talents basically. And he was like, this is going to be the way that we play. Oscar even, I didn't mention Oscar, but he just had all those players.
So you basically, you see now I'm not thinking you say to yourself that if, let's say, Abramovich rode with Emenalo and then he was like, okay, bro, let's roll with this thing. And you got, I can't remember the managers at the time, but you just got a manager who was like, aha, I'm with this vision. I'm going to roll with this vision. What does Chelsea look like if they continue
the problem
down that path?
Was they tried to do it. Villas-Boas was supposed to be the guy to do the youth project.
but he failed.
Don't go there.
But the problem with Villas-Boas is that Terry was still there, Lampard was still there, Cech was still there, Drogba was still there, Essien, Malouda, Kalou, like all of the veteran players were still there. So they basically told AVB, your job is to create a plan to remove all of these powerful superstars and create a project that is essentially designed for their removal and get them on board with it. That was never going to work. But if AVB was to come 2012, 2013 and try the style of football he did without Drogba in the team, without Terry and Lampard and those guys still would have been there. But like if you add Hazard, Oscar, Mata
is there,
and you put them with AVB and the style of football that he was trying to play, that would have been the move. But they tried it a year too soon.
Because
Luckily enough.
who won the Premier League in 2013?
Manchester United.
Right.
That was Fergie's last season, wasn't it?
No, that wasn't that 2011.
No.
No.
2012 was the Aguero one, and then 2013
13,
was
and
the
then 14
Robin van Persie.
was Man City.
Yeah.
You see, 100%, and 15 was Leicester.
Chelsea.
So 15 was
15,
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
So 16 was Leicester.
Leicester. Yep.
If these guys had maybe given, so if you say Hazard is here with Mata and so forth,
By 15, 16, 17. That's
Yeah.
a Champions League winning team.
I don't know, but that team I think wins the Premier League at least 2-3 years, because this is pre-Pep. When
But-
okay, you can't deal with
But
what
have
Pep
hope.
was doing
Have
with Man
hope.
City.
This is the stupid thing about Chelsea. Is you could project that team wins the Premier League twice, maybe. But the team that Mourinho built in discarding all of those guys won the Premier League twice. Just they won it once with him and once with Antonio Conte.
Yeah.
So that's the stupid thing about Chelsea. You can sell a Juan Mata, but we'll just bring in somebody else and somebody else and somebody else, and we'll cobble together
then
a team
they'll-
that wins. So
and then they'll end up winning the Premier League with that.
it's like they go around it backwards. But
Yeah. Which is exactly what I was saying. Look, after sacking Lampard, we needed someone who can continue with this whole thing. Unlike this guy above me who wanted Massimiliano Allegri to come turn over all the players we have.
can you guys tell that I actually paid attention to Chelsea in 2012, 2013? Could you guys tell? Could you tell?
Bleacher reports. What's the way Bleacher reports writing? Man.
Now
Good
I
job.
don't give a shit as much, but
Yes,
then
you do.
I remember
Yes, you
all the
do.
data.
You're still a proper fan, man. I see. You still bleed blue. You still bleed blue. you know. By the way, see, I think there might be a law of if you share someone's. Is there a law of you sharing someone's private message that they send to you? Because it's this whole column.kit stuff. Because whenever I see people share people's messages, they always blur out the name.
Bro, if it's sent to you, don't you have permission to do what you want with it? Or as long as it's not
I'm
sexual?
pretty sure you do.
I think that's it. If it's public, then yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's a message sent to you privately, so it's not in the public sphere, because Callum.Keith he keeps sending messages.
AJ, can I talk a little bit about Juan Mata a little bit?
Oh, talk, my friend, talk.
I think
Wait,
the Chelsea setup
where are we?
has been like I won't call it the philosophy. The way Chelsea has been doing things ever since Roman has taken over, it's been ups and down. There's not been a manager who has been here for like 3, 4, 5 years that can implement a philosophy. And Daniel was very, very correct. And this Villas-Boas was the man to build that era. But the mistake Villas-Boas made was when you have Drogba, Lampard, John Terry, you have those core players in your team. There's no way in hell you're gonna build a philosophy in that team that's gonna work, because that team is the one who entirely made Chelsea. So it's gonna be difficult for him to build that team in that kind of scenario he wants to build it right now. I think this Yamata player, we can call it the type player of Hakim Ziyech now, because he can play different kind of let me call it different kind of. He can play right wing, he can play the middle as a number 10, he can also play as a number 8 if you want him to play. That kind of player, Juan Mata, is the kind of way Ziyech. But the problem is, Juan Mata then is more younger, a little bit like 24, 25. Hakim Ziyech is more older than 27 now. There's a huge difference between them. And Juan Mata is very, let me say, I won't call it, it's more like very versatile. He can play either wings, you want him to play. And he's very technical, gifted player. Then when you know he can know your support, he can see you, boom, he passed the ball, you know where you are. So that kind of era, that's where the problem in which we are. Roman has been this era of sack and go. We've been winning with that sack and go. Now there's no proper long-term manager that's gonna bring a philosophy into the team where the player will feel more confidence, more belief in themselves that now we have this manager for this many years. Now with confidence. The leeway we get on as a Chelsea fans is because Roman has the money to spend and he cares more about Chelsea Football Club. That's the leeway we fans are getting, because we know this man wants to invest in the club and he wants to win.
You see, that's why the structure has to come from the club itself.
Exactly.
Because the club shows that Chelsea is not going to keep you if you don't win.
Mm-hmm.
So you will be sacked. Even Frank Lampard, club legend, you will be sacked.
Mm-hmm.
So if a manager can't stay long enough to build a philosophy,
Yeah.
then the philosophy must come from the club
From the
itself.
club. Exactly.
And if it doesn't, then you'll always have these. I don't know. After 2 or 3 years, after you've gone through 2 or 3 different managers, the club will stutter. It'll fall over on itself because you have too many different ideas in the squad at once. So yeah, that's
Look. Also,
Exactly.
that's why Marina is a problem, as opposed to someone like Imanolo, who actually had a footballing vision, player for Nigeria, player in Europe. Like that's who
Exactly.
you want
You
designing
need somebody
your
that
team.
understands for football.
I understand football.
It's not
Exactly.
difficult.
But the other thing is as well. I heard Abdullah saying AVB would have been the guy, but there's no evidence to say he. I mean, he hasn't done much since then to say he would have been the guy to take Chelsea to the promised land or whatever. I mean, my guy went to Tottenham. He could have done what Poch did, but did you see the signings he made at Tottenham? Did you see the 7 guys? Nasser Chadley and them man.
Trash.
Nah. We're good, man. So he hasn't done much to say.
Villas Boas was just like a Mourinho wannabe, man.
Whoa, pause. He won a treble with
A
Porto.
treble, yeah. It was a Porto, yeah.
It was a baby treble. It was a Europa League treble, but it was a treble.
Yeah, no,
So
baby. No.
it
He
made
was a
sense.
Mourinho wannabe.
It made sense at the time. Obviously, knowing what we know now, it
Lightning
is
doesn't
right.
strike twice.
But at the time, made sense.
So actually, I want to just bring this because
Soldado,
Soldado, Paulinho. Yo, when I see those players now,
Soldado,
man,
he was so bad.
Oh my god. I think Vertonghen
man.
among them as well. I think Vertonghen was the best player to come out of that group.
I thought it was Eriksson who was with those guys.
Oh, actually, yeah, might be Eriksson.
Chadley, Eriksson.
Now, the news I'm hearing, if this is true, then I think we need to have a little bit of discussion about it. I get it. We sell Jorginho, but are we going forward or coming back? Selling Jorginho and getting Christian Eriksen.
Huh?
Eriksen, nah.
That's I'm a little bit.
No. Eriksen is nah. I'm not. No, that guy's career has gone dodo. His guy's career has gone dodo, and also his mentality as well. I'm not a fan of.
How do you do that noise? Have hope.
I have no idea.
I've wondered that shit for like 2 years.
And
I'm
honestly,
like, how do you make that shit?
Also, Nigerians do that because Nigerians do that. So it's like,
Does it come from the throat or with your tongue? Pause.
It's like the.
It's come from the throat, like.
So yeah, like I have no idea to do it. See now, I just went to Wikipedia. So now it says Lucas Piasson is still on loan.
I thought he got sold this summer.
No, it's been sold already. It's been sold.
No, but so let's do 2012 to 2013 Malaga, 13-14 Vitesse, 14-15 Frankfurt, 15-16 Reading, 16-18 Fulham, 2019 Kievo, 19 to 2021 Rio Ave. This guy was on loan to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clubs.
I thought he was gone.
Nah, he's gone now. He's gone now.
He's
not
gone now, yeah.
to Braga.
Check Ryan Bertrand. How many teams was he on loan to?
This guy spent had one appearance for Chelsea, one.
And he missed a penalty.
Ryan Bertrand.
Yeah. Was that over 5 or 6?
Wow. So Bournemouth, 2 spells at Bournemouth. So is that one?
No, yeah, that's 2 different loans.
Okay, 2. So Oldham Athletic 3, Norwich 4, Norwich again 5, Reading 6, Nottingham Forest 7, Villa 8, Southampton 9, and then eventually it was made permanent.
9 loans.
9 loans.
That's crazy. And a Champions League.
Yeah, like that whole loan policy for Chelsea is wild, man. So guys, remember? So guys, we're out. Some guys remember.
Van Ginkel, Naza is funny. Van Ginkel was on loan with PSV, and he was their captain.
Wait.
Like, he was the club captain for PSV while being a loan player, because he was loaned there 2 years in a row. I think he's been loaned there 3 years in a row now after he's recovered from his injury.
So he was at Milan 14-15, 15-16 Stoke City,
yeah.
2016 PSV, then 17-18 PSV. Then he's still on loan at that PSV.
Yeah, but he's like the second loan. He was their club captain as a loan player.
That's why.
It's like, how did you manage that? But
So guys, look, man, because we're out of here, man. So guys, remember, guys, in the description box below, join our Patreon. We have our Patreon right there, so you can get access to all podcast episodes of the Complicated Chelsea Show, and there's a way for you to support us and our lovely work as well. So just click the link below, and you can choose which tier you want to help support us, man.
please.
And Manscaped, shave your balls. There's a light as well. Keep your balls well shaved.
Keep your balls well shaven. It's almost Valentine's Day, man.
Is Manscaped?
No,
Is there Manscaped for barbing salon?
Abdullah, use Brain now. Use Brain, please. Use Brain.
This is a soundbar remote, by the way, but it's my stand-in for the. It's in the bathroom. It's in the bathroom, but
Preserve ball.
But yeah, Valentine's Day, people, for
Valentine's Day,
PlayStation
man.
and them money.
20% off, man. Use the code CCS. 20%
Why are you
off.
taking out for the bala? Why are you taking out for the bala?
Keep
We need to know.
your mouth.
We need to know. We need to know.
Keep your mouth
You can't be doing YouTube all day.
It's
American, African, Asian, Turkey, Ghana, Cameroon, Togo.
Speaking of Ghana,
Are you going to name every single country, right?
Speaking of Ghana, did you guys see like the guy that fixed the gorilla glue hair girl?
I saw.
Shout out to Ghana. I know you guys can't do it because that's not what y'all is.
Nigeria just make better
stand
jollof
for.
than them. They make better jollof.
But
So
shout out Black Stars.
So guys, look, man, we're at this thing, guys. Peace out, stay true. We'll see you guys next Thursday.
Peace out, people.
Peace.
Can you believe gorilla glue in your hair?